And now, Jason Brown.
Yes, mates, it's not the person you expected to be. I'm STREAMAROONOOS and you'll want to be me. Everyone's a dickhead, and definitely not me. My favourite movie is Jaws 3D. Fucking yes, mates. STREAMAROONOOS. Dickheads. Fucking dickheads. Yes, mates. Welcome to Friday night's STREAMAROONOOS. Yes, mates. Or should I fucking say dickheads? Fucking Friday night STREAMAROONOOS. Yes, mates. Fucking yes, dickheads. We are here live, mates. Yes, mates. Yes, mates. Yes, mates. Why have you taken over my goddamn stream, you absolute slag? Shut up, dickhead. I'm fucking doing the stream now, mate. It's my stream, dickhead. No, I'm not having this, mate. You need to fuck off. Because this is my stream. We've got a Jack on. And I need to have a chat with him about stuff. You need to bugger off. You invaded my video last time. And now you're not having it. Fuck off, dickhead, mates. I'm not having you fucking doing this, dickheads. No, get off me, mate. No, fuck off. No, dickhead.
And now, Jason Brett presents Friday Night STREAMAROONOOS.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Friday Night STREAMAROONOOS. As always, we have another guest on the stream tonight, Friday. What is it? Yep, it is Friday. I'm correct. We have Jack from Physical Media Madness. Welcome to the stream, Jack.
Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
It's all cool, man. It's all cool. Thought we'll help out a smaller channel, because your content is fantastic, my friend.
Thank you.
People in the chat. I see not many people today, which is really unfortunate. We've only got 4 people. Say hello, everybody. I'm going to say hello to Leon. Leon, welcome to the stream. Leon says, time for the best few hours of every Friday. That means a lot, Leon. Thank you so much for the kind words, my friend. We have the quiz master himself. We have James Millership in. Hello, James. Thanks for jumping in, as always, my friend. We have Matt Visual 3. He says, good luck to Physical Media Madness.
Thank you.
Leon says, hello. Hello, Leon. Lauren from Lauren's Collections in. Hi, Lauren. Thanks for jumping in. That's all the comments so far. Right.
That's good, though. What came through today, there's Blu-rays Leon sent me. Yeah, from the other stream.
Lauren says, how are you both today? I'm very good. I'm pretty good. I sat and watched 3 movies today. That's super rare for me. So I had a good day of movies. How about you, Jack?
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to watch anything today, but yesterday I watched, the Criterion release of Buster Keaton, the cameraman. That's so good. It's got like one of the best monkey performances I've seen. There's this monkey who's a really good actor in it.
The monkey, interesting. Is it a silent film?
Yeah. So a 1928 silent film, but it's really good. If you haven't seen it.
See, I don't know, when you go beyond the 40s, I get a bit intimidated. Like some of the 30s stuff is good. Like I like King Kong, 1933, one of my favorite films of all time. But I think once you go beyond that, I think I get not intimidated, but I'm not just like it's so dated to the point where I don't know whether I could get on board, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we can't go wrong with Buster Keaton here if you find any of his stuff.
I will make a note.
Really, really good.
Geeky Hijinks review says, "Evening, guys.
Evening.
Thanks for jumping in, Geeky Hijinks. Appreciate it, my friends." Lauren asks, "What 3 films did you watch, Jason?" I watched the new Mortal Kombat film today. I really liked it. I thought it was good. I'm fingers crossed for a sequel. I hope it does well. I watched the Wrong Turn reboot, which I didn't like whatsoever. I thought it was the biggest waste of time. Personally, had a really good ending. The ending was great though. It was a very dull movie with a great ending, but I couldn't recommend people watch it just because of the good ending. So I would say if you've not seen the Wrong Turn remake, you're not missing much. Don't worry about it. And I also watched Nobody, which is one of the best action films I've seen probably since John Wick. Really fucking good action film. James asks, Badoosh, is this going to be a late one tonight? We're looking to wrap up about midnight at the latest because I'm trying to get my body clock back in shape and stuff like that. Because
No more 8 hours.
The 8 hours, it ruins me, man. Like those few couple of weekends where it was 8 hour streams absolutely destroyed my weekend. So I want to be a bit more. I think 4 hours is a good end point if we go that far. That is, but my body will soon tell me when it's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
Luke is in the house. I almost died on my own fucking voice then. Luke is in the house. He says, "Hi guys, how is it going? Yep. I'm here, Jason." There you are. You're there. There you are. Yes, Luke. Thanks for jumping in, my friend, as always. Geeky Hijinks echoes my thoughts. The Wrong Turn reboot is.
I haven't seen it. Have you seen the original Wrong Turn? I haven't seen that yet. Is it any good?
I've seen none of the original stuff. So
they made about 4, didn't they? 3 or 4?
6, I think.
Six.
Yeah, I think there's 6 in the franchise. They're meant to be really sleazy, just like really kind of like sleazy slasher films.
Yeah. Is it from 80s or 70s?
2000s actually.
Is it?
The first one, I think the first one was like 2002. But they're like apparently from what I've not seen them, so from what I've seen and their reputation, they're like really kind of like a bit crappy, kind of sleazy slasher films with.
I think I was thinking of Last House on the Left. I think that's the 70s, isn't it? Exploitation film.
Yeah, not. I'm not a fan.
No, it's not good. Not worth watching.
I just think it's really hard to watch. It's quite brutal. But it's got this kind of it's got this kind of grittiness that makes it seem like it's real, and I sometimes I get a bit put off by that sometimes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Moving on, Padoosh. Lauren says, I haven't seen any of the Wrong Turns before. I need to give them a watch. See, so do I. But the thing is, being a Blu-ray collector, I always feel if there's a series I want to watch, I'm always thinking about. I always want to buy them first. But yet my friends are like, don't buy them first, watch them first, and then decide if you want to buy them. But I'm such a Blu-ray collecting nerd that the idea of having them all on Blu-ray just sounds satisfying to me, regardless of my opinion. I recently completed the Underworld franchise on Blu-ray, and I'm not the biggest fan of that franchise, but it's so satisfying to actually have them all on Blu-ray. Do you ever have that feeling?
Yeah. I'm trying to get like every released Jackie Chan film, but it's taken so long. But especially some of his like 70s stuff, the DVDs are so rare. But I'm on the way there. I've got about 54. I think there's close to 100 that's been released. So I'm about halfway there.
I think it's. I think of Jackie Chan. He goes through so many different iterations, like you were saying on your video. Everyone, I recommend you checking out Jackie Chan video. It's really good. Get a sandwich and a cup of tea if you're going to watch this now.
There it is. Fist bump him. Oh, close enough. I just punched him. I'll leave him.
Yeah, I think I do like Jackie Chan. I think I prefer his. I don't know. I like his classic kind of kung fu stuff.
Yeah.
Like some of his. I haven't seen that much, but I do like his cop movies as well. Where he's a cop in it. Police Story is good. See,
I love Police Story.
I quite like City Hunter as well. I think that was quite goofy.
Yeah.
Quite fun.
I know a lot of people say that's way too silly, but I think it's all right. I enjoy it. So anyway, you watched it the other week. Yeah, he plays that's a like long-running joke. He always plays a policeman, like Hong Kong policeman, for like the whole 80s and into the 90s. Mm-hmm. He always gets cast.
Some people don't realize this, but you probably do because you're a massive Jackie fan. But he's a very small part in Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee grabs him and just like holds him. Yeah, no one really knows that, and it's quite funny.
Yeah,
he's super young there as well.
Yeah, Bruce Lee hit him on like the head with the stick, and he kept playing it up all day. Every time Bruce Lee looked at him, he kept going like this, trying to get some sympathy off him. And he's saying that thinks it might one of the reasons he got a bit bigger as a stuntman because Bruce Lee really respected him after that and like took him under his wing for the day.
Oh man, what I would have done to meet Bruce Lee, but he died he died way before I was born. I was in the 90s growing up, I was a massive Bruce Lee fan. To the point where I actually went to like learn martial arts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was usually really kind of a bad idea because in primary school and secondary school I was basically bullied for the fact. But then I was bullied to the point where I actually broke a bully's rib, and then I was expelled. So
Yeah.
I was punished for standing up for myself. But basically, what I did was I pushed him, then I jumped on him like Bruce Lee does in Enter the Dragon.
Yeah. Well, he does the face. He goes, ah.
Yeah, I did that. I jumped on the guy, but I proper like stomped on him. I kind of regret it because I'm just like, what? That was a bit silly.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really into. I'm not a violent person.
Yeah.
Back then, everyone's got a threshold, right? They only take so much. But yeah, I used to be obsessed with Bruce Lee back in the day. Definitely.
Yeah, I need to rewatch his stuff. I rewatch Enter the Dragon a few times a year. I always really enjoy that one.
Mate, that I think for me, the cast of that film make that movie. It's not
to
me. It's not just a Bruce Lee movie. Like John Saxon in it, and there's so many great actors in that film. And the soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah. Especially that opening bit when the titles come up.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Just like wow, oh, it's so good. I've got to watch that now.
Yeah, I just got the HMV exclusive release. It's really good.
See, I've got the Masters Collection Blu-ray set.
Oh yeah.
So I've got them. But there's a Criterion box set I want, but I think it's only Region A, so I can't.
I think it is. I was looking at that. It's like yellow, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah.
You get like a newspaper with it, don't you? Like an old martial arts. Yeah, I think you get like it looks like an old like martial arts magazine with that clips from the film and the screenshots.
There used to be it's called Bruce Lee Fan Club. I used to be a part of in the 90s, and you used to get a little magazine, and you used to go through just like about like how these different events like Bruce Lee conventions and kung fu conventions, and go through new Bruce Lee merchandise. So you had always really cool action figures in the 90s, and they were always like limited action figures. They're always like from like I don't know, like from America. So my parents never could order them for me because they were expensive. They were like 60 quid a figure, like, and you had to import them. And I was like, I want it so badly.
Yeah, but he got someone to dub in all his wows, but he never did them himself. He had like a guy who dubbed it for him.
I didn't do the whole. I don't. What would you call those? Like he's like.
It's like a battle cry.
Yeah,
a bit.
He didn't do it himself.
No, he got someone to come in, who used to dub it for him.
But he's so known for his wah stuff.
Yeah.
That's mad. That's new to me. I've learned.
I know.
Already.
Yeah.
Wow. Bush and Matt Visual 3 asks, have you both watched the new Falcon and Winter Soldier episode, and what do you think? I'll be honest, I've not watched any of it, and I basically stopped caring about Marvel after Endgame. I've just not cared. To be honest.
A good place to just end it and start something a bit more new.
Yeah, I remember coming out of the cinema with Endgame, and I remember saying to my cousin, if Disney and Marvel come out and just, because I knew they wouldn't, but if they come out and was like, yeah, that's it, Marvel films are finished, I'd be like, that is perfect, because it capped everything off so well.
Yeah.
And it was such a great ending to the whole, Infinity Saga, that I was happy with it to end there. But obviously they're going to milk it for as much as they can.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I won't spoil it, but I've never seen so many people crying in the cinema at once. I've never been like around that many people crying. I mean, everybody around me was crying when I was in the cinema for it.
Yeah, I am, man. See, I didn't cry because I don't really cry. If I cry for more real stuff in films, but when it's a superhero dying, it didn't really hit me as like other people did. But there was this lady in front of me in the cinema. You can tell I saw this when cinemas were a thing, obviously. There's this lady in front of me with her husband. She was like, "Oh no!" She's like, "I'm upset." I was like, "Oh, poor lady, upset about Ronnie Downey Jr. Iron Man." But I'm of the I'm of the opinion that Infinity War was a 9 out of 10 and Endgame was a 7 out of
Yeah.
10. People going mental at me.
As before I rewatch him, I'll say Endgame just because you've had the emotion out there. But rewatch him, I think Infinity War's got way more going for it though.
Yeah, like I remember going to see Infinity War, and obviously we knew it was gonna, like, me and my cousin like my best mate. We always go and see movies together, and like we both knew that this Infinity War had to be Thanos' movie.
Mm.
And I remember saying to him, like, Thanos has to win. He has to be the victor at the end, because that sets him up as a threat, as the biggest threat to the Avengers. And when he at the end, when he sits on his throne and he's done, I was like,
Yeah.
what a way to really show and then like introduce like the big bad. Like, what a movie!
Yeah. Because I thought they was going to do it too, but it still surprised me when they did it though. I don't know why. Just because it's such a dark ending.
Like that scene where Thor comes down and cracks him in the chest, and he goes, "You should have aimed
Yeah.
ahead." So good. Oh, so good. Yeah. So sorry, Matt. To answer your question, I've not seen any of the Marvel TV shows that have come out recently on Disney Plus. I don't even have Disney Plus, to be honest.
I watched the first episode, really enjoyed it because it was there was action in it, but it was a lot slower pace. I really took the time with the characters out. I did watch the second one this morning, but it's actually really fun. It's really exciting to get into it now. I'm looking forward to see where they go with it.
Coolio. I'm a bit upset the other Marvel stuff was cancelled, the Netflix Marvel shows, because I thought season 1 of Jessica Jones was fantastic. Both seasons, season 1 and 2 of Daredevil were brilliant. And what was the other one I watched? What was the other shows? I forgot.
There was something Fist. I forgot his name. It's Iron Fist.
Oh yeah, I never watched Iron Fist personally.
I didn't.
The Punisher show was fantastic. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Punisher, great. Yeah, John Bernthal.
Yeah, the two Daredevil Daredevil seasons were fantastic, and then they were cancelled because of Disney Plus. I was just a bit upset. So,
did you watch that? They did that crossover one with all of them in one. Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't watch that because by that point I was a bit over it.
Yeah, I remember watching Luke Cage when it came. That really enjoyed that.
Thing is, though, he's in Jessica Jones, and I didn't really care for his character in Jessica Jones. So when it came to his own show, I was just like, didn't even care about the character.
Yeah.
When we were introduced to him in Jessica Jones, so why would I care about him now? So I didn't bother watching it.
Yeah, I was wanting to start watching those, but the timeline is so confusing. You have to watch 2 episodes of Daredevil and you watch one of the Punisher. It seemed confusing, the timeline, to get it chronologically.
Yeah, yeah, because obviously season 2 of Daredevil, Punisher and Daredevil meet, didn't they? So there's got to be a point in the Punisher show where he meets Daredevil or something.
Yeah.
I can't really remember it. It's so long ago since I watched the Punisher show. Anyway, we are behind the comments, but this is normal. James asks, have you got Firestar? It's $5.99 on sale in HMV. Such a good film. I've never seen that film, to be honest. I don't even know what kind of film it's meant to be. Let me know, James, in the comments or the chat. Let me know what kind of film it is. Because I've seen the edition, because people have been posting it on the Big Paulie page. So I know the edition that you're talking about. It looks quite a nice edition, but I know nothing about the film. Sorry, mate. I can't talk about it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I can't. Is it a good release? Do you reckon it's worth getting? Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, me neither. But the actual edition looks like a nice edition.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll buy a release that I've not seen just because the edition of the Blu-ray is nice. Because I'm a bit of a packaging nerd like that. Leon says, I really need to see Nobody. I've heard Leon, mate, it's up for me, it's up there with Die Hard, The Raid, Taken, John Wick. Honestly, I finished watching it about an hour ago, and I was just like, that was fucking awesome. Leon, mate, honestly, it's so good. I really enjoyed it. Probably the best film I've seen all year so far.
What do you say? It's as good as The Raid?
It's not as good as Raid, but it's up there with those guys.
I'll definitely have to watch that. Yeah,
it's up there with those guys for sure.
Yeah, I love The Raid.
I mean, like we spoke before we went live. If you love John Wick, I think you'd really like Nobody. I just think it's really good. I forget the actor's name, but he's from Better Saul Saul, and he's from Breaking Bad. He's He's the lawyer from.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I remember. Is it
Forget
Steve
his name.
Odenkirk? Steve Odenkirk.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, you probably know more than me. But yeah, he literally is he was cast. He was perfect cast.
Yeah.
And he's so good in Nobody.
Is the
So
poster
yeah,
like him getting punched like that, like different fists coming in?
yeah, that's the face.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the poster. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Leon, Nobody is awesome. I highly recommend it. James asks, and then James says, "Loved your Jurassic Park ranking video. Thank you so much, James. That's a really old video as well. I recorded that about a month ago, but it kept getting pushed back because of like I make other videos, more relevant videos. But yeah, that was fun to make. I got some more rankings in mind as well.
Yeah, I need to rewatch those. I've seen obviously the first Jurassic Park a lot, but the other two I never really gone back to watch.
Really, like I said in my ranking, like I said, like Jurassic Park for me, the franchise is so consistent. Like I don't hate any of the films, and there's 5, and it's actually they're all pretty. They're all in the the first one is God is the best
Mm.
in my opinion. Like it's the T-Rex scene is one of the greatest scenes of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
The T-Rex escape scene, it's like everything about it, the way it's shot, the dialogue in it, the T-Rex herself is just majestic. It's so good. But yeah, even though I think Jurassic Park, the first one's the best, I still think all the others are still pretty decent and pretty fun to watch. So
Yeah, that's a look. Yeah,
I recommend them all. I would.
I remember liking 2. I can't tell you what happened now.
Lost World, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's underrated in the fandom. Not many Jurassic Park fans like that one for some reason, from what I've seen. But I think it's quite underrated. I'm guessing Geeky Hijinks is talking about the first Wrong Turn, drips of early 2000s. I bet it drips of something. James Spinnerships, have you had any more charity shop finds this week? No. What the videos that I've posted about my charity shops hunts is basically because I hit all my local charity shops this week, so I've got no more. There's no more near me to really hit. Unless I go to more kind of shitty towns that I don't really want to go to.
yeah, I did the same last week. Was that you have like your own route that you go through to go through all the charity shops, just clear them out?
Yeah. But there's a couple of local towns near me that I'd rather not go to because they're just shitholes and there's not really much there. There's a few charity shops, but I'm just like I don't really want to waste my time traveling there just to maybe find nothing. You never know. 50p Movie Club asks, "What's your Jackie Chan white whale, Jack?"
Ooh.
What does that mean? I don't even.
That's what I was thinking.
What does white whale mean?
I don't know. Does it mean like underrated or like the best? Should I say a best and underrated? I'll say I think the best Jackie Chan film overall is Drunken Master 2. But underrated, I have to go Miracles. Definitely Miracles, because I think it is very dialogue heavy, but I think if you do watch it with the dubbing, it just takes that away because you're not reading so much. But I think it helps the pacing a lot, actually. Because I tried it with subtitles with dubbing, and it went a lot faster with dubbing.
Cool. I'm gonna ask you a question. What is the worst Jackie Chan film?
Ooh, I don't know, because I like him so much. There's not really any. I can watch him in anything, but I'd say the weakest overall is probably Spy Next Door. It's just like this American comedy he did, but it's a bit like like hollow American comedy. There's not much action in it, but it's still if it's still it fulfills the need. It's a bit fun, but I wouldn't recommend it really.
Wasn't there a film recently that he was in with Arnold Schwarzenegger that was made in China?
Yeah, the Iron Mask. Yeah, I don't know why it was a big flop.
Was it?
Yeah, it's weird having such a big cast.
Is it available on physical media?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I need to get that. I think it came out last year. I don't know if because it wasn't in cinemas, but yeah, I don't think many people went to see it. I heard.
Interesting, because that's such an odd pairing, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but they're like some of my top actors. So yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hear about it more because they just came out and then I didn't even know about it.
Anyway, moving on. Carlino9, welcome to the stream, Carl. Really appreciate you jumping in, my friend. He said, "Hey, I remembered this, Jason. Hi, guys. I definitely can't do 8 hours. I mean, we can't do
Yeah.
8 hours. I won't let myself do 8 hours tonight. Really can't. Like, I will be absolutely brutalized tomorrow. And I'm on Big Paulie's stream tomorrow, so I need to be in ship shape. So that'd be fun. You get to see me twice over the weekend on the stream, guys. How do you feel? I would accept that you feel awful about it. You don't want to see me twice, but you know, it's all good. Anyway, Leon asks favorite Bruce Lee film. Enter the Dragon is a film I watched on repeat as a kid. Right. So yes, I'd say Enter the Dragon is the best film to have Bruce Lee in. But my favorite Bruce Lee film is Fist of Fury. I love Fist of
Ooh.
Fury. So good. Classic 70s fucking classic
Yeah,
70s Bruce Lee, man.
I don't think he could beat Enter the Dragon, but I really like in Way of the Dragon. You know, he has that fight scene with Chuck Norris. Have you seen that?
Yeah, of course. I've seen them all. Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
great.
really, really good. I think really underrated fight scene as well because it's got more of the tactics in there than just fighting. It seemed a bit like pulls off Chuck Norris's chest hair in the fight.
Yeah. I mean, I used to watch all those films as a kid, like all the time. The only film that I would say on a rewatch as an adult isn't very good would be Big Boss. Big Boss is a bit shit now. It hasn't aged very well. And obviously, Game of Death wasn't finished, so the when Golden Harvest they've kind of finished it for him posthumously. I feel that it just ruins it completely. Have you've seen Game of Death?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's been like patchworked together to make it into a.
It's weird.
Not, and the fact that it's got a sequel makes even less sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It's really bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised they carried it on though. I thought if the main actor passes away, it would sort of finish it.
Yeah. I just think it's just like for them to do like a sequel to Game of Death when Game of Death was unfinished and to still put Bruce Lee's name on Game of Death 2 is absolutely disrespectful completely.
Yeah.
I think.
Because they could have just released that first half that he is already done as like a in memoriam to him, sort of like a tribute to him, his last role.
Yeah. I mean, we'll never know if that film would have been good or not.
Yeah.
It was just his vision for this whole temple that you would go up to the top and fight on each floor you would fight a new opponent, which sounded
just
cool.
got to think as well. Yeah, like how big he would have been today if he was still alive. It would have been like a megastar, but he was already getting there in America and around there after Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, it's super. It's super like it's what's sad about Bruce Lee is that he died 2 weeks before Enter the Dragon went to theaters in America.
Yeah,
and obviously it became a massive overnight sensation, and he wasn't there to basically be seen as this massive Hollywood star.
Yeah,
because I remember reading or seeing interviews or reading stuff about him where he went to America to be a movie star. That was his plan. If you've seen the Bruce Lee story film,
yeah,
that kind of over dramatizes it, kind of thing. And the whole thing of him breaking his back is a lie. He didn't do it while fighting going under in this underground country.
Yeah.
He didn't do it. That's all dramatization for the film. He basically just lifted weights wrong, and that's how he broke his back, which is quite easy to do, I think. With boxing that. Anyway, this is not the Bruce Lee cast. We can move on, can't we? Let's play it twice. Leon says, "Yeah, the MCU is going on a little too long at this point. Tried a few episodes of WandaVision and then called it quits. That's fair, man. Like I said, I just think it was a good Endgame was a good ending point for me.
I think as well now it's so inaccessible for fans. If you're starting off watching Marvel, it's such a big undertaking. I think some people are just going to leave it altogether. But you got so much to watch but I know a few people have just started off watching Marvel and you got so much to get through.
Yeah, so and let's be real, right? Not all of it's good. Let's be frank. Not all of it's good. As much as there's mega fans, I think every Marvel film is good. Not all of it's good. But there's some that I love more than others. Like I love the first Iron Man's really good. I really like the first Iron Man. Thing is, I really like the first Iron Man. I really like the first Captain America. but I thought Thor was a bit boring. I
Yeah,
thought Incredible Hulk. I know they kind of don't really acknowledge that anymore, but Incredible Hulk was kind of bad. What else was Phase 1?
Phase 1.
Or is that all of it? Oh
I
yeah,
think
Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2 was bad as well. Avengers was really great. Phase 2. I can't be able to go through it. It'd take me forever.
Guardians.
Guardians 1 was really good. Guardians 2 was forgettable as hell, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
When I was in the cinema. Sorry.
Huh?
I said when I was in the cinema for Guardians, halfway through the screen just went off, and it went off for about 20 minutes. And then they put the film back on and did it all the way back from the start.
No way. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, Guardians 2, I just think it was a bit of really forgettable, and didn't really have a plot to it, really. The plot was just so, like, whatever. Like,
yeah, it's mostly like plot points to get to jokes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was just like, here's a scene that will get to this joke, and then we move on to this scene. There's another joke, and yeah, I still don't think Guardians 2 is very good, personally. Let's move on from this MCU chat. Film Flicks in the house. Hello, sir. Thanks for jumping in the STREAMAROONOOS. Lauren says she is so confused by the MCU. I tried to get into it, but I just couldn't. I can understand that completely. Well, if you're confused by MCU, don't try getting into Godzilla because you might be even more confused. 35 films over 65 years, and there's no clear continuity. They're all like, So when I got into Godzilla, it was a complete, really difficult to really kind of make myself. But once I got into getting really into it, then it was just me. You don't really have to really watch Godzilla films in a specific order. They're all kind of more or less their own films per se. So it's a bit easier to get into. But again, 35 films over 65 years is you could get a bit confused. 50p Movie Club says WandaVision gets way better after episode 4.
Yeah, I really enjoyed WandaVision.
Yeah, I've just never been interested, to be honest, myself. Matt Visual 3 says, hi guys, loving the vid. Are you guys looking forward to the new Fast and Furious? You know what? I have not seen a Fast and Furious movie since the second movie.
Oh yeah. When it gets to the fifth one, that's when it becomes silly and they start like going across skyscrapers and things. But now it's gotten so ridiculous. Like in the trailer, I think that the jump off a mountain over the water and there's like a helicopter above. They're trying to grab onto a rope. But it's not really a racing film anymore. Now it's more like it's like a blockbuster action. But I really enjoy them.
So it becomes like a superhero movie with cars.
Yeah, on the fifth one, they're bringing The Rock, and that's when it gets stupid. But it's good. The fifth one's probably the best.
Okay, I've been meaning to look into maybe getting a set, like a Blu-ray set of the films, because one of my friends, he's going through each one, and he's just telling me what he thinks of each one. Not giving away spoilers, but he's just going like. And he's like up to like, I think he's up to date at the moment. And he just says they're not films that he would go and see, but on just a casual watch, he says they're overall pretty fun movies. So maybe I should jump on that franchise at some point. Franchises get difficult when they go past 5 though. 5.
Yeah, like Police Academy.
I've not seen any Police Academy films.
Oh, I think they make about 9 of those. They made loads. I know. I think I've seen the first. I've seen the first, but I don't know about after
that. 50p Movie Club. Netflix stuff will come back. They're bringing Daredevil into the MCU. I hope they bring him into the MCU with the same actor, because that actor from the Netflix series is really good Daredevil, and a really good Matt Murdock as well. Really liked him. I thought he suited the character very well. And what I loved about that series as well, it was brutal. It was violent. It was like in season 2, there's that fight with a biker gang in that almost like an apartment building, but there's like a whole action sequence, and it's like one of the best action sequences on TV I've ever seen. Like, it's so good.
I haven't ever seen that. I've seen season 1, but I haven't gone to 2 yet.
Oh mate, well I think season one's the best in my opinion. So I think William Fisk as a antagonist was like perfection. Like the actor they got for him, he was perfect for the role. Like I watched the show more for him than Daredevil, to be honest. I think I just
Yeah, he was really, really good.
I was so in love with his character, but when he goes away at the end, I was a bit like, oh, I hope he comes back, but I won't say anything because you haven't seen season 2. But I still think season 1 is the better of the 2 seasons. Someone keeps saying season 3 Daredevil, but I didn't realize there was a season 3.
Yeah.
Unless they mean Defenders. Technically, I don't know. Anyway, Leon says it's a Stephen King adaptation. He's talking about that Firestarter Blu-ray. It's a Shout Factory port. Interesting. Talking about the actor from Nobody, Bob Odenkirk. Luke asks, "What is Nobody on, Jason? I really want to see it." Well, I was given a link to watch it, so I can't tell you where to get it because someone sent it to me. So sorry, Luke, I can't help you there. James says Firestarter is based on a Stephen King novel. It's got young Drew Barrymore who has the ability to start fires with just a glance. That's already got me on board. Start fires with an eye. Like you piss somebody off and just look at you, just turn into flames. That sounds awfully good. Matt Visual 3 says, do you like the Jurassic World franchise compared to Jurassic Park? No.
Yeah, I do really like the Jurassic World films. They're more fun. That they are good. They're not as good as the original trilogy, obviously, but they are a lot of fun to watch.
See, the thing is, I lump them together. So if you watch my ranking, I've got Jurassic Park is number 1, Lost World is number 2, then Jurassic World is number 3. So I've kind of they for me they're in the they're the same franchise. But because if you watch Jurassic World, the what happened with Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3 and the Lost World is all in the lore. It's all in the backstory of Jurassic World. So it's all the same to me, all the same franchise.
Why do they think of it like that?
But but if you were going to separate them, I'd say I prefer the Jurassic Park franchise. More talk about the Firestarter. The Firestarter is a stunning edition with poster, booklet, and art cards. Definitely worth getting. Cool. I'll look into that if it's the time I get back to my HMV. Maybe.
Yeah, definitely for $5.99.
Yeah, I think I might have to run down there at some point this weekend. Pop down there. 50p movie club. I'm guessing he's asking you, Jack, what's the Jackie Chan release you like the most?
Well, I don't think there really is one because over the time I've already got everyone I wanted. But yeah, I can't really think of any. There's 88 Films one I've pre-ordered, so I'm looking forward to getting that. That's coming out next month. One of his 70s films.
How many of Jackie Chan's films do you need to get to complete the collection?
Oh, it's tricky because there's some you don't know whether to count them or not because he did like a few in the 70s for favors for friends who are like directors, and he's in there for like 5 seconds, and then they put him like big on the poster. But I don't know. I think I worked out it's about 40 more.
Interesting. That's interesting. That's crazy. 40 more. That's a lot though. Jesus.
Yeah. They get hard to get hold of as well.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to Godzilla. Like, I'm really happy to get the Showa Criterion box set behind me, but like to get all the films on DVD is basically impossible at this point because basically all of them are out of print, and if you find one on eBay, it's like $100. It's ridiculous money. So I've got a lot of my DVDs of a lot of my single film DVDs. So DVDs that have one film on them. A lot of them Godzilla DVDs. I got a good bunch out of bootlegs because it was cheaper than actually forking out for the out of print releases because I'm not paying £50 for a DVD.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are. And then I found this guy on eBay selling them for £8 a go Obviously, bear in mind, I bought them not realizing they're bootlegs.
Yeah,
But when they came in and I realized they were bootlegs, I didn't really care because I only paid £8 for each for them.
yeah. It's like I
Which
got this bootleg from a charity shop once. It was Wedding Crashers, and halfway through, somebody gets up to go to the toilet and stands right in the front. And you can hear them saying "excuse me" and stuff going past.
I mean, like that's like old school camera
Yeah.
kind of copy, but the ones I have are just like DVD rips, like
Hmm.
movie. They've probably found a good DVD rip on the internet, burnt it on to a disc, and then sold
Yeah.
it. But yeah, Godzilla, probably the same as Jackie Chan. Godzilla is so hard to collect.
Yeah, but I've been wanting to get into it because I always hear how much you enjoy them. But again, I'm not sure where to start. And I was looking online; they are really looking at £50 a DVD. I've seen on some.
Yeah, it's really I wouldn't like to tell you how much I've spent on my Godzilla collection because it's absolutely ridiculous.
Same for Jackie Chan.
Like just for example, just for my Godzilla VHS on their own, I've put in maybe about 500 quid just for the VHSs. That's not even including my DVDs, Blu-rays, and other things. But yeah, it's a big money pit, but I love it too much, so I'm gonna definitely put more money into it in the future. But Toho are so difficult with distributing their films in the West because in Japan you can get every film in Japan on Blu-ray in this nice lavish box set. But if you go onto Amazon Japan and want to buy it, they're like hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and then shipping is like hundreds and hundreds of. It's so ridiculous.
It's like the Friday the 13th ones as well, where they're all owned by different people, and it's just so hard to get a good release. I think they did one, didn't they? That Blu-ray box set of all Friday the 13th.
Yeah, but that's pretty affordable at the moment. But it's region A, which is always the bane to my existence because I don't have a multi-region player, so it really annoys me. But that's lost my voice. 1 second. Yeah, so that's a cool thing that is currently on Amazon. You can get that Friday the 13th Scream Factory set for about 100 quid, which I might jump on at some point because just to have it rather than worrying about watching them. But there's a lot of negative reviews on Amazon for that because it's coming over from overseas. A lot of people are getting it damaged, which that scares the life out of me.
Yeah, no, but it's like not to keep going back to Jackie Chan, but with Rush Hour, 1 and 3 are only available on Blu-ray in England, but you can get 2, but it's only from a Region A set that's got a Region 3 Blu-ray for Rush Hour 2 that you have to get imported.
That's strange.
Yeah, it's weird.
I always find it weird when a distributor gets the rights for like the first movie of a franchise and an odd sequel, but can't get the rest. It's so strange. It's the strangest thing. Like I don't understand. Like it's kind of similar to Arrow Video. Arrow Video put out those really nice sleeve editions ages ago of Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
But at that time, Night of the Living Dead was in the public domain, so they could have just put out a nice trilogy box set, but they didn't. So now I've got Dawn and Day in these nice window kind of Arrow editions, but I've got this shitty fucking network release of Night of the Living Dead that just doesn't match. I like things matching on my shelf.
Yeah, I think Criterion did a release of it. That looks quite good.
But it's not Arrow, is it? It won't match.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, why couldn't they have done a trilogy sale? Or something?
But technically, you could have released your own. You could start selling copies.
I think it's I think rights have reverted back to Romero.
Have they?
Yeah, I think they reverted back. I think not long before he died, actually, which is unfortunate. I can't remember how long ago it was, but can you imagine putting out a film in 1968 and actually realizing that you don't have any copyright?
Yeah.
At all? Must be horrible.
Yeah, for such a classic film as well.
Yeah, I prefer the remake. I find the original quite hard to rewatch. I think it's very dated.
Yeah, Tom Savini one.
Yeah, I really like it. Yeah, I really like that one. The remake, the 90s remake. It's good. My boy Phil is in the chat. Hello, Phil. Thanks for jumping in as always, my friend. Leon says The Game of Death is definitely my least favorite due to the interference and the Bruce Lee lookalikes. Yeah, I literally never watch it.
Yeah, I've seen it once.
if I want to see footage, the Bruce Lee footage from that, I just go on YouTube and just watch the footage because I just can't deal with watching that film from start because it's just because it's really annoying because like fucking Golden Harvest made a really great concept. Somehow they turned it into a shit film. But I'm sorry they did. You know, they should have just left it alone. Maybe bundled it in with like, as a special features rather than putting the footage. Say if they released like a special box set like mine, instead of putting that silly Game of Death film together, like trying to make it into a film, if they just had the Game of Death scenes that that Bruce Lee shot as special features, I think people would be okay with that. But
yeah,
the people they do anything for money, wouldn't they? Unfortunately. Luke asks, I don't know. He says anyway, hi Jack, you have the same name as my little brother, mate.
Oh, nice.
What's your favorite Blu-ray or 4K you own in your collection, and why do you love it so much, and why does it? I'm guessing he's asking why does it mean so much to you?
Oh, have you got one? I'll have to think about that one. I think it might just be one I picked up last week. It was the RoboCop Arrow Special Edition, and it's like the first Arrow Special Edition I've got, and it's one of my favorite films. But I've been wanting to get that for ages. I just because I've already got the normal director's cut Blu-ray, but I didn't know. I was waiting till it came down. I've been waiting a few years for that to come down. So that's probably my favorite one I own right now.
Nice. I've got that as well.
Really good set.
Yeah, it's really good. I think it's the only good RoboCop film, personally.
Yeah. The other ones have got a few good moments, but I like the original. Have you seen the director's cut with the gore, the extra gore?
I think so. I can't remember. I've not rewatched it in a long time. So
yeah.
Where was we? So should I answer the same question, Jack? Do you think?
Yeah. If you got one.
Thing is, I think I've answered this question before, but you can't see it on the shelf. It's behind something. I would say the Showa Criterion Godzilla set because it kind of is a favorite, but there is another Godzilla set that's on the second behind there, but behind stuff. It's called the Toho Masters Collection. It's super out of print now. It comes with an odd selection of Showa era Godzilla films, like a very random selection, but they're all in these nice kind of digibook presentation. And it's super out of print, and it's worth about 200 quid. And I got it for next to nothing, so I was quite happy about that.
Yeah, I really want that Criterion Godzilla set because I know I should probably get it now before it goes up in price. It's just a bit, a bit too much, especially because I'm not sure if I like them.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those sets though that once they stop making it, I don't think we'll ever get something like this again. Toho are so shit at letting Western distributors actually release their films to the West that if you're thinking about getting it, I just get it personally. But obviously, it's your money. It's do what you could do. But once Criterion decide to stop making them, we're not going to get it ever again.
Yeah, I think it's about 120 now, isn't it? About 110, 120.
I'm not too sure. I think H&V said it for 150. I think.
Oof.
But I don't know. Luke Wood says Game of Death 2 featured footage from Bruce Lee's actual funeral. Wow, I didn't know that, and
No, I didn't know that.
That's a new low. That is fucking these bloody movie studios, man. Fucking scum of the earth, mate. Really, honestly, scum of the earth. Like fucking hell, what dicks? What dicks, man. Leon Talks Film says the Criterion release includes a Game of Death re-edit that only contains the footage he shot in chronological order, and it's a completely different film. Absolutely worth a watch if you're a fan. Didn't know that. That is cool. Thanks for the info, Leon. Really
that sounds good.
That sounds like something I'll definitely watch. He says it's called Game of Death Redux. Nice. You give me another reason why I want that bloody Criterion set now.
Yeah, because I don't have a Region 8 player either.
Yeah, me neither. It's the problem. It's not like I think multi-region Blu-ray players I think they're rather expensive as well because I think there's this LG one on eBay that I can get. It's still like £135. It's still not cheap.
Yeah.
And it's just a shame. Going back to more MCU talk, but I'm guessing we're just catching up on the comments while we've been talking. So 50p Movie Club says Thor: Dark World is bad. Not a Marvel film I've seen because I heard it was bad, so I just chose to skip it.
I'm not a fan of that one.
Leon says, "Oh, here we go. We get controversy because I said." He says Guardians 2 is my favorite MCU film. Believe it or not, I think it's James Gunn's best film and the one that works the most for me, as it's just an interesting character-based film. It's fair enough, man. I mean, everyone's got to like something that someone's not gonna like, right? Everyone's gonna be different. So that's mate. Like, if you love it, you love it, man. Like, it just didn't do it for me personally.
Great visuals on it though. With it's like a multicolored sort of look to it.
It had this kind of almost like neon kind of
look.
The kind of neon look. Yeah, I mean, it was a good looking film, and I just didn't think it did anything spectacular narratively, and that's where it kind of lost me, really. Lauren says, I'm definitely going to get into Godzilla, hopefully. I hope you do, Lauren, because I just think there's a lot to love in the Godzilla franchise. I think there's a lot of different tones and a lot of different kind of... I just think there's something for everyone, no matter what era you go to or what tone you're looking for. There's something there for everyone, I think, in the Godzilla franchise. But again, I'm the most biased person to ask because I'm the biggest Godzilla nerd. I've got a bloody Godzilla versus COVID-19 t-shirt. That's how much I love Godzilla.
Yeah, I've only seen 2 Godzilla films. I've seen the 2014 one and the original Kong Godzilla.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But I did enjoy the original. I need to see the new one, actually.
The new one is just a dumb, fun, 100-minute monster mash. It's great. It's great fun. We have Movie Bug in the house. James, hello. Thanks for joining the stream. I think we're quite behind. We're about 20 minutes behind on the comments. It's pretty good considering.
Quite good today.
Yeah, James says, Movie Bug James. He says, yo guys, just ordered the Criterion Godzilla set. Good man. Yes. So excited. Is there any good options to get the Godzilla films between these and 2014 and the 2014 new ones? They are really difficult. Like I said earlier, just collecting Godzilla is a pain in the ass, and it will be a money pit. Like I said, just on the VHSs, because I'm a nerd, as you know, James, Godzilla nerd. Just on VHS, I've spent like 500 quid. I don't even have all the films on DVD, but there are. You probably can see these sets. You see the sets there. You can see what I'm pointing at, can't you, Jack?
Yep.
Those grey and yellow sets. Those sets, James, if you're still watching, they are released by Eastern Eye. They are Australian sets. They're not every film, but they're a good chunk of them, and I do recommend hunting those down. They're about 20 quid a go on eBay. They're probably the most affordable way to start your Godzilla journey, really, when it comes to like checking out all the eras and whatnot. So I recommend getting those. If you want, James, I can send you a link. I can look for them on eBay for you and send you a link if you're interested. Let me know. Anybody that wants to get into Godzilla, I'm here to help, because it's great that people want to check the franchise out. Where are we? This is going to be fun. Luke asks, what do you think of the new trailer for the Conjuring 3 movie, guys, if you have watched it? I have not watched it, but I have not seen any Conjuring film. So, yeah.
To be honest, that's one of those franchises I'm a bit too scared to watch, because I watch horror films. I watch a lot of 70s and 80s, but the modern ones, they get a bit too scary for me, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really like ghost horror films.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of paranormal stuff.
Either, really. It can get confusing because every film has like different rules for ghosts.
And do you know what's really put me off about the Conjuring franchise is the fact they've spinned it off into like 25,000 films. I'm just like, what? Really? Like, I've heard the first 2, Conjuring and Conjuring 2, are really, really good. But then it just spins off into like The Nun and all these other weird spin-off movies. I'm just like, I can't be bothered. It's like TV shows. When a TV show gets to like 10 seasons in and I haven't watched it, I don't see the point of starting it. You
Yeah.
know? I'm like that. I'm really kind of just like, for me to get into a TV show, I've either got to get into it when it's only a couple of seasons in, so I can catch up and then watch it as it's going along, or I've got to get onto it immediately when it first starts. Yeah. Leon says,
Yeah.
that was your that's how you won the giveaway when Leon was on. Jack.
Yeah. It was worth it. I took it back. But
I saw that remake
yeah.
in the cinema.
Did you?
Yeah. It's just like it's such a watered down adaptation of RoboCop.
Yeah. There's no charm in it either. Like the 80s. There's no charm.
Yeah, it's so like squeaky clean as well.
Yeah. It's like when they redid Indiana Jones to the Crystal Skull, it looks so clean, but then you go back to your Raiders and it's got the nice film grain. It's not pristine. That's what makes it so good.
Yeah, I just like the gritty violence of the original RoboCop and how just like you can tell the place they're in is just a shithole and just fucking crime ridden and all this, and it's just dirty and fucking grimy. But in the remake, it's all like, yeah, you've got like slum areas where you've got the poor families and whatnot, but it doesn't look like it's a rundown place that needs these super police machines to bloody, tackle the crime.
So they haven't been able to do that well. I think since the 80s was like the peak of sort of crime-ridden cities, like portrayal in films. But now, because everybody seems to go for like you said, like the cleaner aesthetic for everything.
Yeah, it is a shame. I don't even know why they had to remake that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's weird because like why I've always asked this question: why remake a film that is beloved? Why not remake a film that didn't do so well and had promise that could have been good? Why not remake those kind of films that could have been good but weren't quite good?
Yeah.
Or the concept was good, the original film was shit. Maybe try and do that again. I don't know why. It's weird. It's very weird. Lauren says, I'm gonna have to head off. So I hope you have a good rest of the stream. Thanks, Lauren. I really appreciate you jumping in. Thanks so much. Have a good weekend, Lauren. See you later, my friend. Leon says, asks, what's the worst remake you've ever seen in terms of completely misunderstanding what made the original work?
Ooh. I know we already talked about it, but RoboCop does come straight to mind. Just it's one of my favorite films. I'm trying to, yeah, actually, probably Nightmare on Elm Street for me, because they took a lot of the shots. It was basically a remake, except the stuff they didn't use from the first film was just not as good. Like the classic body bag scene and things, and as well, Freddy Krueger, wasn't really keen how they portrayed him. I know he was a lot darker in the earlier films, and he got lighter as it went on. But I think they took a bit too dark with this one.
I agree. I wouldn't say it's the worst remake I've seen. That would go to I don't know if you like. Let me know in the comments. I don't know if this constitutes as a remake, but I'm going to say it anyway. A Godzilla 1998. The thingy bob. What's his name? Fuck, I forgot his name. Emmerich. What's his name? Emmerich? Richard Emmerich? No, that's just not his name. Bollocks. Anyway, you know what I mean. Godzilla 1998. The TriStar Godzilla. If that counts as a remake, that'd probably be my pick, because like when that went into pre-production, they really had really good ideas for that film, and they had a really classic looking Godzilla design. But once that's it, Roland Emmerich is his name. Once Roland Emmerich was attached to the project, he based everything that made Godzilla. He didn't like any of it, and he wanted to remove all of that stuff from the actual monster. So by definition, Godzilla 98 for me, as much as I do quite like it as a guilty pleasure monster movie, I think as a Godzilla film, it is a complete and utter betrayal of the character. He runs away from helicopters. He eats fish, apparently. he gets killed at the end by just conventional weaponry. All of these things that Godzilla, conventional weapons aren't going to kill Godzilla. He's unkillable, sort of. He wouldn't run away from helicopters. He would just bite them and just grab them or whatever. He'd just wreck them, And Godzilla doesn't eat. We've never seen him eat anyway. So Godzilla 98 is just such an utter betrayal of the character, and they had no understanding what made Godzilla Godzilla. And to add irony to that, the 90s sequel animated show that came out after the 98 movie, do you remember the animated TV show?
Godzilla?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
From the 90s. So Godzilla 98 came out, and then there was a sequel animated series that came out after it. That animated series understood Godzilla more than the film it was based off of, right? So in that animated series, Godzilla had his atomic breath. He didn't run away from things. It had him fight other monsters like in the original films. It was really good, actually, that animated series. I really enjoyed that animated series. So yeah, worst remake, probably Godzilla 98 in terms of them not understanding the character whatsoever of Godzilla. And they made him just jumping ahead quickly just to get this point. Leon just says Godzilla 98 just turns him into like he's an iguana. He's a giant iguana. That's what he is in that film, and it's such a betrayal. Such a betrayal of Godzilla. It is just so disappointing. Whitney the White Guy Show says Free Jack. I don't think I've heard of that, to be honest. I don't know what he means. Free Jack? Free? Is he talking about free and you? Are you
maybe
free?
I'm stuck in this cube.
Free Jack. Leon says definitely not my least favorite. Definitely my least favorite. Okay, Godzilla 98. Yeah. I think there's worse Godzilla films than 98, but I think 98 is so bad that it doesn't understand the character of Godzilla. I'm just gonna leave that there because I could talk about that forever. Luke says, I watched Cold Mountain 2. I watched Cold Mountain 2 nights ago, and it was absolutely brilliant. Have you seen it, guys? Renee Zellweger does an unbelievable, fantastic, amazing performance in it. I've not seen that film, to be honest.
No, I haven't. I've heard of it.
Luke, let us know what the film is about, because I have no idea what that film is, to be fair. And that's the last comment currently. Whenever have we caught up with the comments, Jack, on these streams?
One time now.
I think this is the first we've ever caught up.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Is there Matthew Broderick in the 98 Godzilla? Yeah. I've seen it's been on Netflix for ages, but I don't know. I never really wanted to watch it.
I mean, like I said, it works as a dumb monster movie. Like, I think that film on its own could have been successful if it wasn't called Godzilla.
Yeah.
If they called it something else, I think it would have been done a bit better, because it was called Godzilla. It's always had that stigma of like, yeah, but the character, the reptile in that film, they're calling Godzilla, characteristically is nowhere near what Godzilla is.
Yeah.
So I think that's partially why it kind of failed.
Yeah, but I saw an Arrow Player as well. They got the Gamera films. Do you like those? Those definitely worth watching.
Fucking. I can't get it out. That's what she said. I fucking love the Gamera. What are you talking? I love Gamera, mate.
Oh, that's a nice set.
It's an Arrow set. It's very heavy. It's very out of print.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, it's got the comic books in there, and it's got, I think there's 12 films. 12 films. I'm gonna put that back. It's quite heavy.
Yeah, but I always thought they looked like a lot of fun, those films. Is it more like light-hearted than Godzilla?
Yeah, it's especially the Showa era, the first batch of films, more kind of for kids, more kid-friendly. But when you get to the Heisei era, the Heisei trilogy as it's known, is a lot more darker, a lot more
Yeah.
grittier. But that Heisei trilogy, so you've got Gamera, Guardian of the Universe, Gamera 2, Attack of Legion, and Gamera 3, Revenge of Iris. Those three films in particular are some of the greatest monster movies ever made.
Ooh.
Period.
But I think that aren't they famous for having really bad dubbing?
I'm not familiar with the dub because I've only seen him in Japanese, but Leon knows about the dub because he made a video talking, he was talking about the dub on the stream we had, but he's also had a video talking about Gamera as well, and he has a lot of fond memories about the really awful but charming dub. But I've got no experience of the dub, so I can't really comment personally.
Yeah, but I saw somebody uploaded like a Gamera film on YouTube and they dubbed it themselves. They did like a comedy dub of the whole film. This is like really over the top acting.
Yeah, I've heard the dub's really silly, really bad, but yet Leon says it's quite charming, and there's also this weird kind of techno soundtrack over it as well with that version of the film, which sounds so strange to me.
Yeah, so I like to watch a lot of all the martial arts films. I think it really helps the dub on that. So this makes them a lot cheesier. I think that gives a lot more charm.
See, like a lot of the VHS tapes I've got, like I've even got a Gamera one on VHS, but a lot of like the Godzilla VHS tapes I've got, a lot of these are in dub, and they're just really charming.
Yeah.
See, I've not actually watched this VHS tape. I don't know what the dub's like. Yeah, a lot of the Godzilla dubs are so silly, so charming.
The thing I mentioned the other week, I can't find it. I had this VHS, I think it's called Ninja Golden Terminator or something, and it's a Taiwanese dub, and it's all dubbed by the same guy doing every single character all the way through, trying to do different voices. I really want to find it. I don't know where it is.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Leon says the first Heisei film has an English dub with the weird techno music. Yeah, I thought it was something like that.
Sounds weird.
He said it is marvelous. It's such a fun experience, although it definitely doesn't make the film better, but it's a more entertaining watch, if that makes any sense. I suppose, yeah. And he also says, I love that UK techno dub. Interesting. Interesting. I've heard it, I think, because I've not checked it yet. I'm sure it's on the Arrow release. Leon will tell me. It's on the Arrow release, isn't it, Leon? The English techno dub, because we're at the end of the comments, so he should be able to jump in and let us know.
Yeah, are you more of a dub person or a sub?
I am sub because I think authenticity is important. So if it was made in Japan and they speak Japanese, I would watch it in Japanese with English subtitles.
Yeah. But stuff like, I really, one of my favorites is up there is Battle Royale as well, and I can never imagine that with a dub just because the performances are so good.
Oh mate, I fucking love that film.
Yeah, I got the Arrow Steelbook, the 3-disc one.
Oh nice.
I love that film.
I've got this weird Korean release by a company called Content Gate, and it's got both Battle Royale and Battle Royale 2 in it.
I want to watch 2. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't it like it's them against like a terrorist? We've got to stop him.
Basically, the film is basically so all the previous winners of the first Battle Royale and the ones before the one in the first film. So all the previous winners of Battle Royale, they formed this like sect. They've set themselves up on the island from the first film, and they're basically a terrorist sect protesting against Battle Royale. So the government again chooses another team. But this time they're not there to kill each other. They send them to the island to kill these previous winners who have come together and formed a set. But I don't think it's very good.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that the director died halfway through filming.
Did he?
And then his son took over directing.
Who directed the second one? Was it the same person?
I don't think so. I can't remember. I think it might have been, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember he was really old, the guy who directed the first one. Was it impressive? Like, I think he was like in his 80s, but he could like, write this dialogue for kids, and it really worked. There's a lot of people when they got older, they can't write for younger people, but it's like one of the best films ever made for like putting yourself in a position into when you're watching it, but you can't help it but think what you would do.
Yeah, yes, it's such a great film.
Yeah,
I like that moment where like Kitano presses the button and the neck bomb bleeps and the kid's running around and his neck explodes and
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a powerful and just horrible scene. Like
Yeah.
it sets the tone for the whole film. Like the adults aren't fucking around. You've got to fucking go out there and kill each other. So you know that really good bit with the actual neck bomb.
Yeah.
The problem I have with the sequel is they overused that to the point of nausea. So so I told you the government take another class and send them to the island, but this time they've got to fight. They've got to get to those terrorists and kill the terrorists. That's the job. But what they've done though, they've put people in teams of 2. But if one school kid dies, that means his partner dies as well. So every time someone dies, another character's like, "Oh my god!" Beep beep beep. Bleh. So every 5 minutes, you're getting these bloody beepers going off. So it loses its impact because from the first film, it was such a good scene and a good moment with the neck bomb that it was used pretty much once or twice in the film. In this, it's used way over too much, and it kind of just takes away from that thing. I don't think the sequel's very good at all. Personally, I don't really like the characters. I think they're very unlikable. I just don't think it's just nowhere near as good as the first film.
Yeah, but it's really hard to live up to as well, that first one.
Yeah, and let's be honest, the first film didn't need a sequel.
Yeah.
It really didn't. It was a really good contained story that I loved it. It's one of my favorite films of all time.
Yeah, but the woman who wrote Hunger Games, didn't she? She said she never saw the film before because people are saying she basically copied it for Hunger Games, but then she kept denying she's ever seen it.
Like, I don't know, she must have been inspired, right? Because Battle Royale was that ushered in that whole people on my island kill each other thing, right? It inspired the video game genre that is now like, that now is the thing from the biggest video game of all time, Fortnite, which I don't play, but like it's become such a massive pop culture thing, Battle Royale. It's crazy, man. It's so crazy.
Yeah. I would be surprised if they remade that someday and done a remake.
Right. I couldn't imagine a remake of Battle Royale. Could you?
No.
I wouldn't want it. Like, what's the point? The original is so good. It's just it can't. No thanks. Leon says the techno dub is on the Arrow release. There's also a full version of it on YouTube from the old DVD, I believe. Interesting. Steve Mack says Cold Mountain is set in the U.S. Civil War with Jude Law and Nicole Kidman. Anthony Minghella. Anthony Minghella directs. He also did Talented Mr. Ripley. I've not heard of that, to be honest.
Yeah, I have to look at
that. Luke. I think Luke also adds to this. Obviously, I think I asked him to add to it. He says it's about a man that loves a woman and he has to go to war in the Civil War. But then during the war, he becomes a runaway of war, so that he can get back to his love. It's quite heartwarming. Awesome. That sounds like a pretty sounds like a very good drama. If I say
yeah, good concept.
I might have to look that up, but I mean, I really can't spend no more money, so I won't be buying it.
Yeah, I'm trying not to after that HMV opening.
I have been lucky this week, though, to be fair. So on Monday, because I pre-ordered that Urban Legend box set, right?
Oh yeah, 88 Films one.
Yeah, so on Monday, I get a message going, your parcel is running late. It should be here Tuesday. I was like, okay, cool. Tuesday comes. Then I get a message going, your parcel must be lost. We are so sorry. Please accept a refund. I was like, okay, give me a refund, whatever. Like, doesn't matter. And then today, about 5:45 today, it just turns up. So I've been given a refund. I've been given a refund, but they've still delivered it. So I got it for nothing.
Oh, I did one of those Blu-ray competitions. I won a copy of the new Meatball Machine Blu-ray. That just come out. I never heard it before.
Yeah, I've never heard it, but the front cover looks cool.
Yeah, really. Yeah, good artwork.
Yeah, I know nothing about the film though.
Yeah, I think it's something about that parasite that goes in people's body and then it turns them into a cyborg.
That sounds cool as hell. I need to
yeah. It looks like really, really gory.
That sounds cool. See, sometimes like that, a concept on its own can make me go, I got to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it now.
Yeah, it's a Japanese film from early 2000s.
Awesome. I need to look that up now.
Yeah,
Damn you, Jack. I'm probably going to buy another Blu-ray.
I think it's
Oh,
Terracotta Distribution. I think it was.
oh, okay. Interesting. I think I've seen adverts for them. They're talking about
Yeah,
like extreme Asian cinema and all that kind of stuff.
yeah. I think the Blu-ray is only about 10, 12 pound.
Awesome. Let's see, now you're making me want to buy it now. I really shouldn't. Damn you. But then again, I got a refund for that 30 quid urban set. So
Yeah, so it's like getting it for free.
maybe I got like a, I could just grab a couple of Blu-rays from that. Anyway, Steve Mack says Cold Mountain has an amazing cast: Ray Winston, Brendan Gleeson, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Renee won an Oscar. She's brilliant in it. Great drama. Awesome. I'm gonna have to look that up now.
Yeah,
It does sound pretty good.
I'm not sure about yet because I don't watch a lot of dramas really.
See, I think like I think to be strictly a drama is quite difficult. So there's films that are kind of like I kind of would call them drama, but maybe some people wouldn't. Like for example, Parasite. To me, that's a drama.
You know, it's funny you say that because I watched that last week for the first time. I finally got around to watching it.
How
I won't
great!
spoil anything, but it just blew my mind a
It's
few times.
fantastic. It's such
Yeah,
a
yeah,
great movie, Parasite. Like I was gripped from start to finish. It's such a great movie.
yeah. I was. Everything about it is just so good.
We have my good friend Fraser, also known as Ramhammer, in the chat. All right. What's going on? Everything's going on, Fraser. You know how it is, my friends. Thanks for jumping in, Fraser, as always, my friend. We have the guy who puts the magpies in movies, Geordie Paul. Thanks for jumping in, my friends. Guys, hello. How the hell are we? We are very good, my
Good,
friend.
good.
I had a day of movies, which is very rare. 3 movies today. That's rarity for me, man. Probably won't happen again. Mind me. Steve Mack says, "Boom! I just bought the Hitchcock box set on your video. You sold it to me. I'm guessing you're talking about the Hitchcock set that you showed off in your video.
Oh yeah. Because I remember he commented it. I think he said he worked on the stage play in 2017.
Nice.
Of Rope.
I've got the same set as well, that Hitchcock set. I've not delved into any of his stuff yet. I've seen Psycho, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything else. So
yeah. It's so good. Because even his like lesser films are still like really masterpieces.
Yeah, I've heard The Birds is really good.
Rear Window is one of my favorite films.
I've heard that's really good. Your review of The Rope made me want to see The Rope. I like the idea of it being like a party, but it's all one shot and it's all in real time. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's really good, really well done. Yeah, Rear Window is amazing because you never leave the flat the whole time. The camera never leaves. You just see out the window.
That's really clever. That sounds really good.
There's a built whole massive set to look like an actual houses.
That's cool. That's really cool. Because I remember you saying in your video that it's not just a window shot of New York. It's like models or something like that.
Yeah. They're doing like massive models all the way back at different houses and like little neon signs. Because now it's on Blu-ray, you can really see it because you probably wouldn't have been able to see it before.
That's awesome. That sounds good. Geordie Paul says, just finished Mortal Kombat. Fuck me, it's amazing. Personally, I wouldn't go that far. I would give it a strong 7 out of 10. I think it was good, but not great. I think it has issues. But that's all I'm going to say because Jack hasn't seen it, so I don't want to spoil it. And people in the chat that haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil it for them either. So that's my opinion. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was amazing. I think it had issues. I think the Cole character, the main character Cole, the actor can't act. He's a bit shit in the film, personally. But there you go. That's my opinion on that. But the film's really good. It's a good Mortal Kombat film. That's it.
Yeah, looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, man. I recommend it. It's really good if you can get a hold of it somehow. Ramhammer Fraser, my friend Fraser says you're supposed to read that in the Matthew McConaughey accent. I can't do accents, man. No.
Yeah.
Can't do accents. I can do this one, mate. That's the only one I can do, dickheads. Yes, mates. Oh, I can do this one, you idiot. No, get down, do it. Go, you idiot. You know how I tell you I killed you last? Yeah, man, you said you killed me last. I lied.
Oh, I love Commando.
Oh, fuck, I love that film so much. It's like Commando to me is like a more campy Rambo. It's so good.
Yeah. So I wanted to do an edit of making it Predator going into Commando, like it's John Matrix retired, and now it's all happening to him. But one of the actors is in both films. In the beginning when he comes with the gun on the back of the bin lorry. It's one of the same actors from Predator, so it doesn't really work.
Fraser says Hitchcock was great. The Birds ruined a vertical, etc., etc. Yeah, I need to get on. I need to get onto those films. I've not actually seen them. Steve Mack says in Rope, Hitchcock is the man walking along the road. The camera sees from above his That's his cameo. Yeah, I've heard that he kind of cameos in all his films, right?
Yeah. I think he's like the first director to do it.
Yeah, because he's in Psycho. He's the guy standing outside the cigarette, isn't he? In Psycho. Yeah.
So I know Tarantino does it now.
What's that?
But Tarantino does like acting roles as well, doesn't he, in some of his films?
Tarantino, sorry. You say Tarantino. Oh yeah. I don't think he can act, but yeah, he's in it. I think he's a shit actor, but yeah, he's in his own films. That's the only off-putting thing about Tarantino's films is that when it's a scene with him in it, it just kind of ruins it. Like the whole scene in Pulp Fiction where the kid gets shot in the back of the back where Jules kills not Jules, the other guy, Travolta's character. He shoots the black guy in the back by accident. And they go to the Tarantino character, the clean up guy, and that whole scene of him talking, I was just like, this guy is it's fucking awful to watch. Like, you can't act.
Yeah.
Like, I just think all scenes with Tarantino in just ruin things. Personally, I just think he's just shit actor. He's in like stuff like Planet Terror, and he's shit in that as well.
Yeah, it takes you out a bit seeing the director,
especially when the director can't act. This is my opinion.
Not even you never like him in Dust Till Dawn.
Yeah, but still, he can't really act in that either, can he? I just don't think he's a good actor. I think he's a great director. I just don't think he's a good actor.
Yeah, he plays like quite Tarantino-y characters.
Yeah, or maybe he writes his scenes to be as bloody hammy as possible, so they come across as cringe as possible. I don't know. Leon says, I need to see Mortal Kombat. I don't have the highest expectations, but I'd enjoy it. Yeah, I'd recommend going in with no expectations, because it's just the best way to go into it. Because if you go into it all hyped up, like I went into it super hyped up, expecting like the best fucking, the best Mortal Kombat film ever, which it might be the best kind of Mortal Kombat film, perhaps based on its faithfulness. But I feel like I said, I'll give it a strong 7. It has its issues, so I'd say just don't go into it expecting like the best thing of all time. Fraser says, "Oh man, from Dust Till Dawn was amazing. I might need to watch that again too." Yeah, I love the film. I just don't think Quentin Tarantino can act for shit, personally. Was there sequels to Dust Till Dawn? I'm sure there was.
Yeah,
right?
but none of the cast stayed on. Though it's like completely different people. I think they did like 3.
Oh,
I think they're straight to TV.
Well, they're the worst kinds of sequels. Yeah, I've not seen any of those sequels for that film.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Hellraiser, but they did about 4 more, didn't they? Straight to TV ones.
There's
about 11. Awful. Is there?
There's about 11 Hellraisers now. It's
Is
ridiculous. There? Yeah, it's getting ridiculous now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Fraser's talking about the Dust Till Dawn sequels. Yes, but they all suck. And he also knows about the Hellraiser sequels because he's recently sat through them all.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll let us know how badly they sucked.
You can buy them so cheap as well, like £10 for all 4 on Blu-ray, I think I saw.
Yeah, but there's like 10 of them. 10 of them now.
It's like they did. Have you seen the RoboCop spin-off things they did? They did like 4 films.
Yeah, it was like kind of like a 4-part miniseries, wasn't it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I do have it. I haven't seen it yet. But I heard it's alright. I think somebody did like a fan edit and edited it into like one big film, and apparently it's quite good.
Interesting. That's cool. I remember seeing that mini series. Is that the one where they make a second RoboCop and it's a black RoboCop?
I'm not sure. I think they're
Something
called like
like that.
RoboCop in like Fire or something. Primary Command, I think it's called.
Yeah, I swear they make a second RoboCop from another cop that gets injured.
Did they?
And it's a black cop, and they make him have black armor or something,
Oh yeah.
and he's meant to take like because I think like the story is like actual Alex Murphy, whatever his name is, the Murphy RoboCop is it's going out of date, and they want to update. They'd
Oh
rather
yeah.
just bring out a new RoboCop than actually update the old one or something. There's something stupid like that in the story, as far as I'm aware, but I
Yeah.
can't really remember much of that. But I remember having the DVDs of them.
Yeah, they're always you always see them in charity shops for about 50p, all four on one.
Yeah, I don't remember them being very good though.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look. So, but I don't know if it's going to live up because I just really love the first.
Luke says he's off, so he says, "Be nice watching Jason, mate. I'm off now, guys. Thanks for jumping in, Luke.
Yep.
Really appreciate you watching, my friend. Have a good weekend." James Millership asks, "What was the last black and white film you watched?"
That's Buster Keaton's Cameraman last night. Yeah, I had to go back and rewatching like half of it this morning, but it was just so good. This is one of his best films because after the Cameraman, they took away a lot of his creative control, and then they started to go downhill. But if you look at anything from like Cameraman and before, it's really, really good.
That's cool. Oh, what did I watch? The last black and white film I watched was 20 Million Miles to Earth, the Ray Harryhausen monster movie. Because the Blu-ray, I've got the indicated Blu-ray for that film, and it gives you a choice between black and white, and there's a colorized version, but I chose to watch the black and white version because that would have been the original version. So yeah, the last black and white film would be 20 Million Miles to Earth, which I really recommend. I really recommend it. Ray Harryhausen, 1950s monster movie, really good.
I've heard the Parasite black and white cut's really good, but I've never really seen the appeal of black and white cuts of films.
I mean, like I used to be of a case where if it was in black and white, I would not want to watch it because I thought it would be instantly dated and I just wouldn't get into it. But then I watched Godzilla 1954. Obviously, I got really into Godzilla, and that kind of made me appreciate black and white films more. And now I'm more inclined to watch black and white films. So, like, I watched Godzilla 1954, then I watched King Kong 1933. It's in black and white. That 20 Million Miles to Earth is in black and white. So I'm more open to black and white films now.
Yeah.
Because I think you can miss out on really great movies just because you don't want to watch black and white.
Yeah, because I see some films where they've got a cut, like Logan, they had the black and white cut, but I don't know what that would really add to the film too much.
Yeah, I think it's called like the noir cut.
Yeah, the noir cut, yeah.
But I don't really understand the post conversion black and white stuff.
Yeah.
So modern black and white. I think if it's an artistic aesthetic choice, that's cool. We're going to get onto a film that Fraser's mentioned that's aesthetically black and white, but I've not seen it. But yeah, when it's an aesthetic choice, that's good. That's cool. But when you've put out a film in cinemas it's in color, then you release a black and white cut afterwards. I don't really understand the point of it.
Yeah, like the Snyder cut's got a black and white cut.
Yeah, no. What is it actually available? Is it available at the same time as when it came out?
I think so.
Or is it coming as part of the Blu-ray?
I think you can get it on Blu-ray, but I'm not sure.
Okay, I think Mad Max Fury Road also had a black and white cut. It was called Chrome and Steel.
No, but I love that's one of my favorite looking films ever.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know why you would want to. I don't know why you would want to watch that in black and white because it is the most colourfully vibrant film I've ever seen.
Yeah, all the orange hues in it looks so good.
It's gorgeous. It's such a nice looking film.
I wish I saw that in cinemas.
Yeah, it was great. I saw it in cinemas as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think when it comes to black and white, I think if you go to like the 30s, 40s, 50s, I think there's some really great films from those decades that are in black and white because it's a limitation rather than a choice. And I think you'd appreciate films like that more if you go. I mean, you've been watching the Buster Keaton stuff, so you're obviously you're branching out to black and white, which is cool. But yeah, black and white for me used to be a hindrance, but now it's not.
But I think most people, when they're kids, they think black and white's not going to be as good. But as you get older, you sort of start to appreciate it more.
Yeah, it's like I said, like especially the older films, it's you just got to look at it as a limitation of the time rather than, oh, why is it not in color? It's like fuck off. Like a lot of those films didn't have color at the time. I mean, you can get colorized versions of old films, like I said, like 20 Million Miles to Earth had a colorized option on the Blu-ray. I've got a DVD that has a colorized version of the original King Kong.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't someone go like hand do like every single scene and
they would paint the negatives. They would it was really apparently a really laborious task.
Because I saw like have you seen that like new app where you can take a black and white photo, it'll convert it into color for you?
I've not seen that actually.
Because I was thinking, do you reckon in the near future we'll advance enough so you can just film? You can take like a film in black and white and just instantly just switch it to color.
I find that very difficult because how would you know what color T-shirt you was wearing and all this kind
of stuff? That's tricky. I think it might be something to do like the deepness of the color or like the different shade. They could sort of and guess it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Fun fact: there was a colorized version of Godzilla 1954, but it's very hard to find. It's a really bad colorized job, really cheap and really shit. And it was only for the Spanish release that came out in 1957, and it's really bad. So,
I think the Buster Keaton, the general, somebody recalled that, but like all the colors that bleed into each other, sort of like they don't stick like that.
It's really a really bad colorized job. Even the King Kong colorization, some of the color choices are weird. Like when he fights the T-Rex in that film, the T-Rex is literally hot pink. So weird. It's like this bright pink T-Rex. So strange. But I love that film so much, though. I've watched it both in black and white and in color. It's great.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, mate! One of the greatest monster films ever made. Like it's from the 30s, but it's such an easy watch. It's so good. I can't recommend it enough, man. King Kong 1933 is excellent. Ramhammer says he's referring to the Hellraiser series. The sequels, they also suck. A big one. Yeah, I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was because he's been watching them. Darius Asadi is in the chat. Hello, sir. Thanks for jumping in. Hey, guys, got the new Bong Joon-ho set. Oh, man, I really want that.
It looks great.
Looking forward to seeing The Host, Snowpiercer, and other Bong Joon-ho's work. I've only seen Parasite, original version. Yeah, Parasite is incredible. The Host is a really underrated monster movie that I really like. I've heard good things about Snowpiercer. I've not seen it though. Yeah,
I think it might be on Prime right now, or it was. Is it with Chris Evans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it like on the train?
Yeah, I think it's on the train.
Yeah, it looks a really good set.
I've heard there's a theory apparently it's a part of it could fit nicely in a part of another franchise, but I forget what franchise it was talking about. But there's a theory about Snowpiercer being a part of another film universe.
Yeah,
I forget what film. Anyway, so that's cool, Darius. I really want that fucking box set, to be honest, as well. But I do already have Parasite and The Host on Blu-ray, so maybe I could skip it and just find the other films on separate Blu-rays. Ramhammer says, I'm sure Jason hasn't. I haven't. But have you seen The Lighthouse?
I really like The Lighthouse. But again, like you said about black and white, this is black and white, but it really fits the film. And Willem Dafoe is so good in that. Well, they both are, but I recommend watching it if you can find it. They're really good.
Yeah.
It's more of a psychological horror.
Is it a horror? Because I wasn't too sure if it was horror or if it was just like a psychological kind of drama.
Yeah, it's like a psychological horror about two guys that stuck on in this lighthouse. There's like a massive storm, and like this Willem Dafoe's like the old man, and oh, I forgot his name. But the other guy, he comes in as like the new person new to the job, and they sort of teaching him is like the veteran, and they get stuck together and just hate each other. And it's about their relationship.
Isn't it Robert Pattinson?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson. Yeah,
Yeah. I've heard he's really good in that actually.
yeah, really good. But I don't want to say too much because it's like really heavy on the plot.
Steve Mack says the last black and white film I watched was The Elephant Man, 1980. It looks superb in 4K. I have the Blu-ray. I've not watched it yet.
Yeah, I think I'm not a big fan of sadder films, and I know this one's. I know I've heard how sad it was. This one for people who have seen it.
Yeah, let's see. Right, so I buy a lot of films, right? Yeah, as you probably know, because we all are collectors here, I suppose. The Elephant Man, right, is the only film that I've bought that I've opened and my mum's seen that I've bought it. It's the only film that my mum's keep asking me, "Have you watched The Elephant Man yet? Have you watched it?" Literally every couple of days. Have you watched The Elephant Man yet? Because she was telling me how it's really sad. Oh, it's really sad, that film. And I'm just like, yeah, I've heard it's really sad.
So I remember he did the stream with John from Mondo Chelovek. He was saying about how his son was like, remember, he said like his son was crying for weeks afterwards.
Literally like devastated by it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the more emotional films.
I mean, if a film can make me feel that way, I think the film has done a really good job. To make you feel like that, you know.
Yeah, when it's done well, I think sometimes films go too much to trying to make you cry, like Marley and Me. I think that's just the sole purpose of that film is just to make you cry.
Is that with the dog?
Yeah, the dog or Owen Wilson film.
Yeah, I think I've only seen that once, like a long time ago. Phil Baker says the Ymir in 20 Million Miles to Earth made a comeback as the homunculus in the Golden Voyage of Sinbad with Wings. See, I've not seen the Sinbad films, but I really want them because I know that Indicator have released them on Blu-ray, and I really want them
because I got that 20 million miles in the box you sent me. I'm looking forward to watching that one. I haven't seen many Harryhausen films. I've obviously seen I used to watch a few times Jason and the Argonauts.
Oh fuck it, I love that film so much.
Yeah, it always used to be on TV.
Oh, it's so good. I love that film. Clash of the Titans is fucking great as well.
Was when I was a kid, I thought it was stupid. You just laugh at the effects, but now I'm older, you can really appreciate like the craftsmanship in it, like a lot more than modern day stuff.
Yeah, like stop motion effects for me are some of my favorite special effects because the artistry that goes into stop motion, like you've got to like take the model, whatever, move it ever so slightly, take a picture, move it slightly again, take like the actual like work that goes into stop motion is unreal.
Yeah, like King Kong, you know, when he holds up the train and if you look really close, you can see the little people coming out the train.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, yeah, like if you think about it, like that King Kong, the stop motion King Kong that came out in 1933, it must blew people's minds. Like, I think the stop motion in King Kong probably affected people at that time, like it affected people in 1993 when Jurassic Park came out.
Yeah.
Like, you have this leap in effects, and it just blows people's minds.
Yeah, but it still holds up now, Jurassic Park. Most of it does.
Yeah.
The T-Rex scene does.
Oh, fuck that T-Rex scene.
That's probably one of the best examples ever, sort of like a marrying between effects and practical effects and visual effects.
How good is it, though? It's so good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Like, I just love the bit where he, like, comes down to the torch and his eye dilates. And that's all animatronic, that bit as well, where Lex has got the light on the window and he comes down. That's all animatronic. I'm like, his eye dilates with the light. I'm like, that's so fucking good. Oh man.
But especially when you're a kid, it's like the best scene to watch. Was it scary but not too scary? It's just enough.
Where's the goat?
Oh yeah. I used to hate his roar. That always used to really scare me. The T-Rex's roar.
Like, thing is now though, it's become so synonymous with the T-Rex. You can't give a T-Rex a different roar now.
Yeah.
Everyone expects a Jurassic Park roar. So good. Oh man, I can talk about that scene for ages. I love that. I love that T-Rex scene. Yeah, going back to stop motion. Yeah, I've just got so much love for stop motion. It's got so much charm to it. But I mean, like I said, the work that goes into stop motion is crazy. Like it must take hours and hours to get a scene together in
Yeah.
stop motion.
Was like the last major film to use stop motion was Ed 209 in RoboCop. That's really the last example of stop motion in a big budget film.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I'm trying to think of if there's been any other. There's been other films, but a lot of there's one animated film that's all stop motion and it's incredible. Cubo and the Two Strings. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh mate, it's literally all stop motion animation and it's fucking great.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the best modern animated films I've ever seen, and it's so because when I used to have a girlfriend, an ex girlfriend, I was with her. I bought it. It was like really cheap for her kids to watch, and we all sat and watched it together. And there's certain bits I'm just like, I looked at my girlfriend at the time. I was like, I think all this stuff is actually real things because they had that kind of texture. They look like the real thing, and then. And I'm like, I think this is all stop motion, because the way they had that kind of almost jerky kind of, not super jerk, but kind of like that kind of, you can see that it was not super smooth. And I was like, I swear this has got to be stop motion. And then the end, and then the credits came, and there's all these scenes in the credits, and then building all the models. I was like, I knew it. Stop! Oh, it's so good. Write it down. Cubo and Two Rings. It's excellent. It's such a good film. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Sorry, I'm geeking out over stop motion animation.
Yeah, but I know somebody who does like short films of animation, and he always says how long they take. Was it like one of those things where it really is a labor of love doing those? It's just so hard to do.
Oh, I love it though. It's all cool. It's all good. Steve Mack says, "Got all Bong Joon Ho's. Got all Bong Joon. That's a really hard name to say. Got all Bong Joon Ho already on separate Blu-rays. Did spot that box set has only features on Parasite discs though. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure what films he's put out. I know I know. Snowpiercer, Host, and Parasite. I don't know what other films he's done. Buzzy buzz buzz, buzzy buzz. All the buzzes. That there's a really bad buzzing noise.
Yeah, I just need to plug this laptop in.
Oh, okay.
Is it really loud?
It's gone a bit quiet now, but it was really bad then.
Maybe if it's probably stupid, but maybe if I sit over here, is that any better?
It's a bit better, but it's still there. But it doesn't matter.
All right.
I can't really bang on about that. Doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all good. Ramhammer says, "Oof, Elephant Man is a hard watch, but 100% worth it."
Yeah, I need to watch it, but I just can't do sad films. Well, not really. Are you a crier at films?
Not really. Not really.
No, I think films, it's so visual, you can just distance yourself from it and just acknowledge your actors, and then you can sort of be out of it.
Yeah, like sometimes, like if a film hits a particular note with me, like it could trigger a certain thing in my brain that makes me want to cry. Like I lost my dad last year to cancer, so if anything triggers a little thing about that in my head from a film, that's when it gets me going a little bit. But it's not usually anything major all the time.
Yeah, I don't really cry at films, but I'm like 10 times more likely to. I don't know why if I'm at the cinema. I don't know what it is. I think it's more of maybe it's more of a direct experience. But if you watch it on TV, you've got like the whole room. You know what I mean? But it's like right beamed towards you and like the surround sound.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even remember the last film I cried at.
Yeah, I can't.
I don't really remember that kind of thing. To be fair,
I think it's probably Endgame.
I didn't cry at Endgame.
Oh.
So I feel like I'm the only one that didn't cry at Endgame.
I was almost crying. I just had to if anyone's watching and seen it, I won't spoil it. But when it gets to that last sort of shot, the one that moves across, that one got me.
Oh yeah.
on that last line. But that's so emotional as well, because it's like accumulation of such a long series, and especially if you've been watching from the start, it's like most of your life you've been watching these characters.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I can imagine why people get emotional with Endgame, because if they've been watching it from the very first Iron Man, they've had all these years to go across.
Yeah,
But I didn't start watching them properly until perhaps, I'm trying to think what came after Age of Ultron, because I wasn't watching it.
is it? Was it around Guardians of the Galaxy time 2015?
Yeah, because I watched Guardians of the Galaxy, but I wasn't planning to watch them all after that. So I forget what came out, because I think it was already into phase 2 before I really got into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But
Yeah,
I forget.
I've still Age of Ultron is like one of two I've still not seen. I don't know. I don't look that. It doesn't look too amazing. It looks just like I don't know why. It was like Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame all look great, but this one it just looks a bit meh. Have you seen it?
What one? Sorry.
Age of Ultron.
Yeah, I didn't go. I thought it was very, very underwhelming,
Yeah,
especially compared to Avengers, and especially compared to the what do you call it? The trailer hyped it up, so like Ultron was going to be this ultra fucking bad guy.
yeah,
Um, and he was pretty much a nothing in the film. Wasn't really that intimidating. He didn't really do anything in the film, so I was a bit underwhelmed by
yeah,
the actual antagonist. He was meant to be this big bad, and then he just was pretty much not anything really.
yeah.
So one of my least favorite Marvel films, I think.
Oh yeah,
Just didn't think it was. I just thought it was very forgettable and underwhelming, personally.
it was. I know they're doing that Loki TV show as well.
Yeah, I know. I probably won't even. I'm not even bothering with the. Sorry, get typed. I'm not even bothering with those Marvel TV shows. No, I'm not interested, to be
Yeah,
honest
yeah.
with you.
WandaVision was really good. It takes a bit getting into though. It was like the first two episodes are basically the setup, and then it really kicks in.
We have got the legend Scott Tobing in the chat. Good evening, Scott. Thanks for jumping in the stream, my friend. Steve Mack says Spielberg was shooting Schindler's List in 1993 and checking visual effects with ILM in US for Jurassic Park. Yeah, I've heard about that at the same time.
Yeah, they're still on the
Yeah,
documentary.
like the fact that I've not seen Schindler's List, but I've heard of its reputation and how good it is. So the fact that he basically made what people say two of his best films in the same year is crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I've still not seen Schindler's List. I've been meaning to watch it for years.
Yeah,
It looks like quite a hard watch.
yeah, I've heard it's a pretty brutal watch.
I think it's over
Not
3 hours
Yeah, I
or
think
around.
I don't think it's even due to the running time. I think it's a brutal watch, not so much for like scenes in it. I think it's mostly because of the subject matter of it.
Yeah,
From what I've heard. Fraser says the Iron Man bit was sad, but my gods, the bit with Cap and Peggy Carter dancing at the end is where it got me. He got his happy little ending. Yeah, but like I understand why people got all sad, but I just didn't. Neither of those bits got me sad. Maybe I'm just not human. I don't know. Oh, that buzzing is getting really bad, Jack.
one sec. I'll see if I can.
Fraser says no buts. Right, I'm just going to test something. People in the chat, can you let me know if you can hear that buzzing and let me know how bad the buzzing is? Because I can hear it really badly. Well, I stopped now. That's weird.
Yeah, I took it out. It's weird. I don't know what's causing it.
It's like I just think it might be just electrical interference. It's very strange.
Yeah, weird.
I mean, is your laptop going to survive?
Yeah, I can for a bit. I don't think this is going to work, but I'll move it a bit further away.
Okay, cool. Fraser's got to go. He says, got to go. Got to kill some dudes on chivalry. Have fun, my friend. Thanks for jumping in as always. Steve Mack says this is really sad. The entire cinema was sobbing when I saw it. That's cool. Or not cool. I don't know.
Interesting.
Fraser says, but yes, buzzing has stopped. Well, yeah, we know it's stopped now because he's unplugged the goddamn laptop. Sorry, Jack. I don't mean to say, poke.
That's all right.
But I'm such a stickler when it comes to audio quality. So
Oh, yeah.
any problems with audio, I'm just like, no, it's got to be perfect. I'm really a stickler with that kind of stuff. It's like when I'm recording my videos, I hate if I'm recording a video for my channel and the car goes and I can hear it. I've got to do a retake because it just annoys me. I can hear traffic go by the house.
Yeah, and you get some days that you where every time you start to set up a shot again, it just goes past again.
Fuck.
I did it on purpose.
Back and forward. Right, as he restarted the shot, yeah. That pissed me off. Stop driving past my house, you bastard. It's probably because like my house is like we've got this through road, so it's like a shortcut road through to the main road. So instead of using the main road, you can go up and round and through our road and down back onto the main road. So it kind of cuts out the traffic a little bit. So we get quite a lot of traffic coming through this road. The bastards with their cars. Darius Azadi says, saw Tenet with my family on 4K, which I got recently. It made me understand it more. So grateful for subtitles. I've not yet seen that.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I've not really seen many Christopher Nolan films, so I've never really been the biggest follower of his stuff. And I've always seen that his stuff tends to be like, let's melt everyone's brain with my film.
I know. Yeah, even the trailer for Tenet melted my brain. I didn't really understand it. I had to watch it a few times. Have you seen like the plot? It's so confusing. It's like it's like the world's going backwards, but he's going forwards, and that's like reconvene is what I gathered from it. But
yeah, that sounds like I melt my brain. Like I literally won't watch Inception for that exact reason.
Yeah. But even Tom Hardy said when he was making it, he had no idea what was happening.
Oh no. Okay, so he says Darius said, but seeing the film a second time made him enjoy it more for what it was. That's cool. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get around to seeing it because it, like going by the trailer, it just looks a bit, a bit pretentious.
Yeah.
Like let's make it really confusing on purpose so people won't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And I like those. I like films that allow you to figure it out yourself, but I want them to leave your breadcrumbs so you can easily figure it out yourself rather than being like, my brain is all gone. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, like Parasite's a good example of that.
Parasite is fantastic. Parasite is such a good name for that film because in essence, both parties of people in that film are parasites. The main family, the protagonist families, they need the rich family to basically have the jobs, and then the rich family need them to do the jobs for them. So it's like they're both parasites. It's such a great mate. It's in my top 10 films of all time.
I need to rewatch it again. I know there's like hidden messages in it. You won't notice it a second time.
It's got a black and white version as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I'd watch it in black and white. I don't see the point. I don't know what it would add. I don't see that adding anything.
There's a lot of good colour in that film as well.
Oh yeah, the film looks fantastic. It's so well shot and so well realized. Some of the frames is so like cinematography is so good in that film.
Yeah.
And like when I started watching it, I'm not gonna go into spoilers because it's not film people that haven't seen it. But like I never expected it to go where it went. Like it completely.
I didn't.
Like, what? Like it just completely goes in a complete opposite direction that you expect. But it's fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. 10 out of 10 film for me. Like I don't really take Oscar winning films seriously. But this one it met the hype and beyond for me. It was unbelievable.
It's like when you watch like a film really late at night and it's so good that you just get loads of energy and then you can't sleep. That's how I was with Parasite.
Yeah, I was like that when I watched the finale to Breaking Bad, because I got home from work and it was really late. It was like 10, 11 o'clock. I think it was closer to midnight. And I just, all my friends have already seen the Breaking Bad finale. So I was like, oh, I got to fucking watch it. So excited. Watched it because it was so late. I had no one to talk to. So I was like, ah!
Oh yeah,
You know. Steve Mack says they've just announced 4K of the Babadook. Not sure about it. I wasn't blown away when I saw it. Another box set. They must think we made of money. I've got the Babadook on Blu-ray, but I've not watched it yet.
yeah. I know somebody really likes that film. As it looks a bit, I don't find it looks a bit too scary for me.
I think it looks. Oh god, I think it looks good. But I've just not got around to watching it. I'm terrible at getting around to watching the Blu-rays I buy.
Yeah,
I'm awful at it. And it's quite funny because the 3 films I watched today, I don't even have them on Blu-ray, and I watched them before my Blu-rays that I own. Steve Mack also says, I saw Irreversible and I loved it. Want to watch more Gaspar Noé stuff now. I've not seen Irreversible, solely because I know that there's a really horrible rape scene. And sometimes when I know a film goes a bit rapey, it kind of puts me off. Like, I'm not really a fan of sexual violence in films. So I kind of try to stay away from that kind of stuff. So, as interesting as Irreversible sounds, it's probably a film I will never ever watch. Probably.
yeah. But that's my one criticism with if you've seen the Lone Wolf and Cub films, I like everything else except some of those elements in there. They're not as harsh as some films, but there's still some parts in there.
Yeah, it's just it's just one of those things where I'm just like, do I really want to put myself through? Do I really want to see that? You know what?
Yeah,
You know,
but look,
So
they don't really show it anymore. And it's more 70s. It's really bad for it. Exploitation.
yeah, like stuff like Last House on the Left and films like I Spit on Your Grave. And like I mean, like there's this really nice box set for I Spit on Your Grave. It's like all the films. It's got the original. It's got all the films. It's a really nice set. But I know that it's just not going to be for me because it's all just about revenge for sexual abuse, for sexual violence.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've got to watch the sexual violence stuff is just no thanks. I mean, that's even, it can even flip the other way. Like, I unfortunately saw a film called Teeth, which is a film all about sexual violence on men. It's about a woman who had teeth in her vagina, and then she basically goes around having sex with men, and then biting their dick off.
Christ.
Have you seen that film, Teeth?
No.
Yeah, it's literally just like, yeah, it's shit.
God, that sounds crazy.
It's shite. Don't watch it. It's really shit. Really bad film. Darius. I mean, you can watch it if you want, but I'm just saying it's really not good. If you want to see people with their dicks being bitten off, then go ahead. Be my guest. Darius Society says, I noticed the first scene in Parasite, there was a stink bag. The father didn't kill it, he flicked it. Bong's subtle way of showing kindness to his characters. Interesting. I didn't notice that, That is some good spotting. I didn't notice something like that.
But you've seen that big release, the Evil Bong films. Have you seen those?
I've heard their reputation. They sound ridiculous.
Yeah, there's like, Ginger Dead Man with Gary Busey. They did a crossover film.
Oh, mate. Fucking hell, that movie. Oh, fucking. Oh, Gingerbread.
I think they're in the same cinematic universe. Was they did a crossover and then he became part of the franchise, Evil Bong franchise. The release store, like, there's like maybe about 7 of them. They're doing a really nice Blu-ray release of them.
Oh no. What is it like? Is it over here? Can you get that over here?
I think it's America, but I'm not sure what region it is. But it's a really nice release. I'm just surprised they did it.
Yeah, you'd have thought films that are so like low budget and so kind of like unknown and so quote unquote bad. Just surprised those films get actual proper releases. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen Thanksgiving?
No, I've heard of it though.
Oh, mate, fucking hell. It's about a fucking turkey that goes around killing people.
Oh, yeah, I love B movies.
Oh, he's like, he goes, cluck, cluck, motherfucker. That's his voice. Cluck, cluck, motherfucker. It's so bad. Oh, it's such a bad movie. Oh, some of those really bad. There's some great, so bad they could films, though, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like Killer Clowns Out of Space. It's like it's rubbish, but it's so well done.
Oh yeah, that film is so bad, but yeah, I
That's
think
in my top 10 films ever.
it's
I
got
don't know.
like
I've seen it so many times.
it's got so much charm to it as well.
Yeah, but the effects
But
are amazing. If you see like
the,
the faces on the clowns, like the little nuances and the little facial expressions. Yeah, but the Kyoto brothers who made it, they were all special effects artists.
oh yeah, because they made the Critters as well, the Chiodo brothers.
Yeah, they did some really big stuff.
I love the Critters franchise as well.
I need to see those.
Darius says, "Are we going to see Brettaroono again with more £2.50 Blu-rays?" Maybe. I don't know. It's up to him. I don't know whether he'll pop up. He tried to invade the stream earlier, but I threw him out. I didn't let him overtake the stream. Oh, I'm so glad I can make that character happen. It's just that's my humor all over. It's me being absolute stupid. I showed my brother the Brettaroono character.
Yeah.
And he looked at it, he watched it, and he walked away and went, "You're an idiot." I was like, "Yes,
Perfect.
That's the review I want." All right, it's just me having fun, isn't it? It's about
Yeah.
having fun. It's all about having fun. That's what it's all about. Yeah, we've got no more comments, you know, no more comments. No more questions, mate. Send us more questions, people.
You ever seen Shanghai Nights?
I probably have, but probably like very, very long time ago.
Yeah, but it's surprisingly good actually, especially the first one. I think they're quite really underrated films. Well, Jackie Chan, you can like stick him with any actor; it's gonna be entertaining.
Awesome. I mean, I really like the first Rush Hour, but I'm not sure how well it's aged because I've not seen it in a while.
Yeah, I still really like the first Rush. I prefer the second one probably.
Mm-hmm.
What's good as well is like it's a direct continuation as well from the first, so you can just like double bill them. It makes a lot of sense.
Darius has asked like the impossible question: favorite Breaking Bad episode, mate. I don't know them all by name, and it probably has to be Felina because that episode was epic, fucking epic. Have you watched Breaking Bad, Jack?
Yeah, I've watched most of it. I can't remember why I didn't finish watching it. I think my favorite episode was the episode where I think it's right near the beginning where they lock a guy in the basement and it's to do with the plate and he takes back the plate and puts it back together, realizes there's a piece missing, and the guy stole it.
Oh yeah, that's a really good episode. Yeah.
Yeah, that one came to mind first.
Is that when they accidentally kill him and they got to melt him in the bath and then they realize all the acid?
Yeah, and then all the floor comes through and it's like splashes on the floor.
Just all fucking just congealed, just fucking body.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of good episodes though, man. There's a lot of good episodes.
Yeah.
Like, but I think Felina, that's the last episode, right? Felina. I swear that's what the last episode is called. I could be wrong, but like, there's so many. Like, there's an episode where they just got to get the fly episode. Like, it's filler, but it's such a stupid fun episode.
Because I did that. I think was it last year, the year before that. Was it El Camino with that spin-off on Netflix?
El Camino. It was meant to be like a more kind of like an epilogue for the Jesse Pinkman character. So it takes place after it takes place directly after the series. It's basically what happens to him afterwards.
Yeah.
Because all you see at the end of the series is him driving away. Spoilers, sorry. You don't really see. He just he speeds off. You don't know what happens to him. But yeah, El Camino is like it's a direct sequel to the series, and it's what happened to Jesse Pinkman.
But there might be a tiny bit of buzzing for a bit.
Oh no, the buzz returns.
Let me take it back a bit. Yeah, I finally got around to watching X-Files because I never watched that before.
Yeah, I've. This is the thing. My friend Fraser, he's not here anymore, but he was here. he can't believe that all the big 90s shows I never watched. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, never watched it. Friends, never watched it. X-Files, never watched it. Any Star Trek stuff, never watched it. So,
No, X-Files is great. I'm only on like the first season, but really well written. Every episode's so good.
I was thinking about picking up a Blu-ray set if they ever. I think is there a Blu-ray set? I'm not too sure.
I'm not sure. I think there's a big, massive DVD set for it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I've done quite a few films as well.
This is a good question from Steve Mack. He asks, "What is your favorite film that had a surprise ending?"
Ooh. Oh, that's a tricky one.
I would have to say, because I've seen it recently for the first time, Seven.
Oh, actually, I watched that recently. Yeah.
Seven for me has one of the greatest endings ever, because for me,
Ooh.
Seven, it kind of like, I'm so glad it wasn't a happy ending, because it has such a brutal, dark tone, that film, that they only could end it in a really dark. They only could go darker with that film, and the way they ended that was so perfect and so bang on
Yeah.
that I feel like because bear in mind I somehow avoided spoilers for all these years since it came out, so I knew nothing about it. I watched it maybe back last month or the month before, I forget, maybe February. For the first time, I had no spoilers. I knew sort of its reputation being a really good crime thriller. But mate, I watched that and that ending happens. Like, what's in the box, mate? Oh,
yeah, because I watched that. I knew what the ending was. I got spoiled before, but it was still really good. Yeah. But I think thinking about it, mine's probably Usual Suspects.
Not seen that film.
I won't spoil it, but there's a twist at the end there that really blew my mind. It's one of those twists where you can go back to the whole film and and you can see what's happening.
Yeah, I definitely picked Seven. Like, I wasn't expecting that ending at all.
Hateful Eight as well is a big one for me. I really enjoyed.
Not seen that film.
Oh, it's really good. It's really long, but it really showed me how good Tarantino is as a writer. Because you've got scenes that are like 5 minutes long with no cut, and it's just like a close up of someone's face acting, but it's so good.
Yeah, what was I going to say? Bollocks. There's a few Tarantino films that I haven't seen. So I've not seen fuck's sake, what have I not seen? Inglourious Basterds I've not seen. I've not seen the recent one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've not seen Hateful Eight. And I've not seen Django Unchained.
Oh, that's some good ones there, though.
Yeah, I've heard they're all pretty decent.
Well, Inglourious Basterds, the opening scene, when I watched it, I was generally thinking it's one of the best scenes I've seen in a film ever.
Really? Wow.
When I watched it, yeah, it really amazed me, that opening scene with Christoph Waltz. It's so good.
Awesome. Yeah, I got he was my neighbour, but now he's moved. He couldn't bang on more about that film. He was like, "Mate, it's so good." I was like, "Yeah."
It is. It sounds stupid, but it's true. It's the only film where at the end I clapped. And it sounds. Yeah, I'm not even joking, but I felt stupid thinking about it back now. But literally at the end, without even thinking, I stood up and started clapping at the end.
What,
and I never. No, at home. I was watching it on TV, and I've never done that at home. Well, I've never done that for any film.
Yeah.
Not to hype it up too much, but I was really impressed with it.
When I went and saw Star Wars: The Force Awakens in 2015, I went to like one of the first screenings at my local cinema.
Oh, me too. Yeah, I went to the first one.
And literally, when it finished, like loads of people, we all got up and all kind of clapping. Like,
yeah, I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of Force Awakens. I really love Force Awakens. I think it's a really fun film.
I still think it's the best in the sequel trilogy.
Oh yeah, I'm not a bigger fan of the second and the third.
Oh, Last Jedi is dog shit, mate. Utter dog shit. Anyway, let's move on. I won't get into that can of worms. Darius says mine is Ozymandias. How do you say that?
Oh yeah, I think Ozymandias. I think.
Ozymandias, yeah. Also, I don't get why people have problems with the fly episode. Very psychological. I mean, it's a fun episode, but it does feel like it's there. I do feel like it's there for filler purposes, personally. Um, Steve Mack, he seconds I can't say, I can't say it. Ozymandias, Diaz, yeah. Uh, uh, um, he says his second favorite episode is Dead Freight. See, I don't know these episodes by name, so I'm no good at this.
Yeah, I've never really been on that level for like a program where I know each name for the film. I mean, for the episode.
Yeah, I just never been that knowledgeable of each episode. Plus, I've only ever watched Breaking Bad through once, so I'm only going to remember it. I'm not going to really remember the episode names. Darius Asadi says my favorite film with a surprise ending would be Uncut Gems. Well, I've not seen that. I've heard it's a really good Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It really like breaks all stigma against him as an actor. But I've seen the film, but I can't remember the ending. But I remember it being really good.
Don't say
No.
nothing. I haven't seen it. I've heard it's a really good, serious Adam Sandler film.
Yeah, he plays a really sort of quirky character.
Interesting. Steve Mack would choose Sixth Sense as a film with a surprising ending. Although this may be controversial, I think Sixth Sense is one of the most overrated films of all time.
It's hard because I've seen it, but I've known for years the ending, but I think everybody knows. So I don't think it packs as much as a punch.
No, and when you rewatch it, it's the ending is as clear as day, right?
Yeah.
Like you ask yourself, why didn't I see this? It was literally written on the walls, pretty much. The ending to Sixth Sense, but I just think Sixth Sense in general is just an overrated film. I don't think it's nowhere near as good as people say it is. It's the same with Avatar. Everyone bums Avatar. I think it's the most overrated. It's the most overrated piece of shit going.
You're not a fan of Avatar? I like it. It's not one of my favorites.
Just, I'm not saying anything.
I'm not going there.
Luke says, I'm still here. I decided not to go, so I got to question, what's your favourite Criterion you own in your collection, Jack, if you have any?
Oh yeah, I only have 3, but my favorite by far is the Lone Wolf and Cub set, but that's one of my favorite franchises of all time. It's a really good set as well. But it gets quite pricey now. But when I got it second hand, then it was still quite pricey.
Yeah, I've seen it brand new for about 50, 60 quid. But there was a DVD box set released, which I personally think is a nicer set. That's a lot cheaper. That I might pick up instead of the Blu-ray.
Yeah. The DVDs are still good, but I first watched them on this DVD and it was awful. It was like tiny on the screen and it was like 360p. But it was an official release and it had the subtitles, but they're all wonky. But I enjoyed those. But then it's like, like a whole new world when you watch the Criterion one. But they're really, really, really good films.
It's definitely a set I want. I definitely want that set because I have seen maybe 3 of the films, and I really liked it from what I've seen.
Yeah, it's got one of my favorite shots like in any film. It's like the shot with the sunset behind it. He chops the guy's head off, and it's got like it's got the head in the air. It's got the sword dripping off. I mean, the blood dripping off the sword.
That's cool.
It's a classic sort of martial arts where you cut the limbs off and it just sprays. So like Battle Royale.
Steve Mack says he's got a channel that focuses on Criterion. It's not for everyone. See, like for me, Criterion releases they've never really catered to me at all. To be fair, like obviously you got the Godzilla Showa collection. You got that. You've got the original Godzilla 954 Criterion release, which I had the DVD of because I can't play original Blu-ray, so I don't have the Blu-ray. But other than that, there's not really anything else I've wanted. Like the Lone Wolf and Cub set is one of them. The Night of the Living Dead set is the other one. But apart from that, there's nothing really that I've wanted from Criterion.
Yeah, I really like look at the Blob. The Blob one looks fun. Because I still haven't seen the original Blob.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good. Like the remake, the 80s remake is great.
Yeah, because I got the 2 I really wanted, that Mad World and The Cameraman. But Mad World is really, really good film.
See, oh yeah, see, Steve Mack, he elaborates on Dead Freight, Breaking Bad episode, is where they steal from the train and the lad gets shot. Yeah, that's when you get the guy that is his name Tommy. You realise he's an absolute scumbag. Yeah, that episode. I remember. That buzz is really bad, by the way.
1 second. I keep like charging it 6% and then taking it out.
Oh no.
There we go. It should be stopping a second now.
Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to go on about it, but it
That's
does
all right.
get really obnoxious, the buzzing. I hate electrical interference, it's the worst. Steve Mack says in the cinema they announced at the end of The Sixth Sense not to tell anyone the ending. I've never seen that before. Interesting. I think that's probably like I think Sixth Sense, and I think also M. Night Shyamalan, whatever his name is. I think he kind of popularized the twist ending in some regards. So that might be why, because The Sixth Sense was like that first movie to really have this like super like twist ending. Kind of popularized it in some regards. So that's cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, but Hitchcock did that as well with Psycho. Was he had like specific orders that people worked in the cinema that said if anyone comes in here, even if it's like a minute late, don't let them in, because it ruins his experience. Because it's such a like tightly made film, and like at the end they said to nobody spoil it. But obviously there's no social media then, so it didn't really get around.
Yeah. Oh man, I love these little kind of cool little details about films and stuff. Like I always find it interesting. Yes, mates. Yes, mates. We're at the end of the comments again, so it's going awkward silence.
Yeah. Well, I've seen Buster Keaton films, but other than that, have you seen much silent films?
I've seen pretty much zero silent.
Yeah. I was never really keen on the humor, but that's really grown on me. I want to see if there's any more. I know there's Harold Lloyd with like Safety Last is a classic. The one where your hand got up the clock tower.
I'd be honest with you. I don't think I could pay attention. I don't think a silent film would be able to keep my attention. I mean, like I've wanted to like check out the obvious like classics like not Nosferatu and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the Universal ones I've seen.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like if it's just pictures with no sound, I don't think it would keep my attention, because I have a really bad attention span as it is, let alone watching a silent film.
Yeah, but the Universal ones are really good. The early Universal, I really like. I've seen the Invisible Man, the original. It was really like the one. Yeah, and the Bride of Frankenstein as well is a really underrated film.
What's that?
Bride of Frankenstein is really good. Because I've got that Universal Monsters Blu-ray set.
Yes, I've got that. Yeah, they're great films in that.
Yeah, that Frankenstein is. I didn't like it at first, but it's really grown on me. Was a lot of those are a lot slower paced.
I think Invisible Man is absolutely brilliant.
That's probably my favorite.
I love that. I love when he's like confessing his plan to his girlfriend. He's like, wow, we can. He's like going crazy. You can tell he's gone mad.
Yeah.
He's just like, we can do anything we want to. We can rule the world. We can be in charge of all of it. Like, I just think the performances. I like as well. Like, I didn't realize as well, because if you rewatch that film now, you realize like he literally just killed a train for the people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Jesus Christ, mate. Like,
I love it when he goes on the screen. He's just like, he kicks the old man into the river and he's like, stealing people's hats.
Yeah.
He had a really good voice, that guy. Yeah, for the character.
I really like that film. Thing is, I really like the pseudo remake, Hollow Man. I thought Hollow Man was
Kevin Bacon.
It's still so underrated to this day. I really like Hollow Man. I've not seen the recent Invisible Man yet. I've heard it's good though.
Yeah,
I've not seen it.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite. That Universal set is Invisible Man. There's a lot more action in that one than the others.
I just think the performance is really good. I really like the actor that plays.
Yeah.
You know, I know you don't see him, but I just think his voice and his actual portrayal of the Invisible Man is really good.
Yeah, and the police are all trying to figure out how to catch him. They've all got a massive net across the room to move it, check it's not in there, spying on.
it's like I can't help but feel like was it meant to be a bit of a comedy because it is quite humorous in a lot of
Yeah.
I think it's quite humorous.
Yeah, it's got like the
Like,
classic English policeman in there, and he kicks him down the stairs. And you got the screaming woman who owns the pub is in.
there's a lot of charm with those Universal monster films, though.
Yeah.
A lot of charm. Steve Mack says you've got to see Hitchcock where Anthony Hopkins plays him. There's a great scene when Psycho is previewing and Hitchcock is in the foyer. I don't think I've seen. I don't understand what's he saying here. Is it like
I've been meaning to watch it. It's like a biopic about his life. Anthony Hopkins plays Hitchcock and like around the creation of Psycho. But I think it's on Disney Plus. I've been meaning to watch that. But they did a really good makeup job making him look like Hitchcock. Because you won't even recognize him.
That's cool. That's really good news.
There's not really as many like biopics now, is there? Than there used to be.
I thought Bohemian Rhapsody was a Freddie Mercury biopic. Is it not? I've not seen it, but
I'm not sure. I think it focuses mostly on him, but I think it's a bit about the band. I'm not sure though.
Oh.
But I know Jamie Foxx was really great as Ray Charles.
Yeah, I've not seen that Bohemian Rhapsody.
I really want to watch but Tom Savini. He did like a documentary on Shudder about his life, and he was saying about this film about Lon Chaney Jr. Who did all the Universal monster films. They made a biopic about him and all of him creating the creature effects. It looks really good. Bizarro did a release of the Blu-ray of the film.
Oh, interesting.
I was a big fan of Tom Savini.
Yeah, his work is really good. I like the fact that have you seen all the Romero Dead films?
Yeah.
I love in Land of the Dead where the biker from Dawn, he basically plays the same biker as Dawn, but he's a zombie.
Yeah.
The machete, he's like cutting people down. Like, it's a pretty cool cameo.
One of my favorite effects is the guy getting pulled apart in Day of the Dead.
Oh, that bit's nasty. It's choke on them.
It was they used like lamb intestines on him, and it was like there in on the hot studio lights for days.
It stunk for days.
Yeah, did that with Texas Chainsaw, didn't they? They put real meat in the room when they was filming, so everybody looked.
I got a fun fact about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Well, one thing is that I've never really been a fan of that original film. It does nothing for me personally. It does nothing for me, that original film. I actually prefer the sequel, funny enough.
Oh yeah,
I love the sequel. But fun fact about Texas Chainsaw Massacre: do you know the bit where Leatherface cuts the girl's thumb and gets put in his mouth? They did multiple takes and they couldn't get it right, and he was using a rubber thumb with this little kind of pipe on the other side of the thumb to make blood come out. But what's the guy's name who played Leatherface in the original? Gunnar.
Gunnar Hansen.
Yeah, he got so frustrated about having so many reshoots of this one scene. He actually got a real knife and actually cut her thumb open to get the scene done. I thought that was cool. I thought that was quite a cool little fun fact.
But they thought it was a dark comedy, didn't he? But I don't think you really get that until a second viewing. That's supposed to be a comedy.
Yeah, that's why he goes proper ham in the sequel, because he got to really make the black comedy he set out to do in the first one, but he went really hammed it up in the sequel. I prefer the sequel. I think tonally, I think the sequel just works.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I need to rewatch the original, but I remember watching it a few years ago, maybe I don't know, 8 years ago, and it did nothing for me. I know it's such big. There's a lot of fans of that original film.
Yeah, I think it's just more the actual Leatherface character, more the mood it sets up.
Yeah, it's like I'd say it's probably the most famous grindhouse film ever made, right? Would you say?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's weird, but like, because the only thing about I get a bit worried about saying I don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre because I feel sometimes the horror community can be so gatekeepy, and it's like, oh, you can't call yourself a real horror fan if you don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off, mate. Like, I can like and dislike whatever I like, you know.
Yeah, it was like the horror fans, like some of the most like passionate film fans, aren't they? You can find.
Yeah, but like very gatekeepy. But then again, all fandoms are like that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like,
it was Toby Hooper, didn't he? But he thought because there was no blood or gore in it that it was gonna be a 12, rated like a family film.
Yeah, he was hoping to get a PG
Yeah.
PG rating. But like I mean, like, I don't know how, because like you look at that film, Blood or No Blood, like it tackles super dark themes.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me when he puts that girl on the hook, you didn't wince. I'm sorry, but you felt that. Like, you didn't see it, you felt it. Fuck that. Like, no,
you won't watch it on Christmas Day with your family.
Yeah, stop that. Steve Max says Helen Mirren plays his wife. You've got biopics, Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man. Rocket Man. I thought. All right, Rocket Man. I'm thinking something else. Rocket Man and that awful Stardust, a Bowie pick, where they couldn't use any of his songs. That is weird. Imagine doing a fucking David Bowie biopic, but you're not allowed to use any. That wouldn't work. How would you do that? That sounds awful just by that sentence. I've not seen any of those, to be fair.
Yeah, not really my type of thing.
Yeah, I've not seen biopics, to be honest. Okay, would you say Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, is a biopic?
I'd say it's just more inspired by his life.
It's more of a dramatization, isn't it? Of
yeah, but I think some parts are accurate, but most of it was just for effect.
I think they chose a good actor for Bruce Lee, though. Jason Scott Lee. He's a very good actor, I think.
Yeah, I always how good Man on the Moon is as well with Jim Carrey playing Andy Kaufman. I've only seen the Netflix documentary behind it, but it looked really interesting.
I do like documentaries, though. If we're gonna move from biopics to documentaries, I do like documentaries. Like, have you watched Making of a Murderer?
No, I know a lot of people really like it though.
Some of the most gripping television I've ever had the pleasure to watch. Like, literally, like it's so, it just keeps you watching, man. Like, it's such really well. Like, it's about a real case, a real person going to jail, blah 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 blah, about this massive case about this missing girl, but there's always something new that pops up in the case that makes you go, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
Yeah,
like, mate, 2 seasons of it, and it's I'm hoping for a 3rd season, because it's just so captivating from the go. I remember season 2 came out and I was so excited. I got a free trial for Netflix just for season 2 of Making the Murderer, and binged it in one day, and then just cancelled my Netflix subscription. So I just watched it for nothing. Because I was so excited for it. Like, oh mate, I'll do the same again when if they do a season 3, mate, I'll be on that boom. Because it's so good.
I watched this interesting documentary. It's like the history of the evolution of man. It starts as a cell and it goes all the way to man, but the whole film's meant to look like one shot as it goes through, and you see them evolve. It like I can't remember what it was called. It was on YouTube. It's like the whole evolution of man, but it was all supposed to look like one shot. Like you would go to a fish and it would like go into the nervous system and show that develop, and then come out his eye, and then it would be developed. But it was really well done. So I'm not really a big documentary watcher. I like them when they've got more of like a unique concept. Like I really like Greatest Movie Ever Sold. That's one I rewatched quite a few times.
I like all the David Attenborough wildlife stuff.
Oh yeah.
I like all the nature stuff. Like, I can sit there and it's weird. I don't like spiders very much, but I can sit and watch a documentary about spiders because I find them fascinating.
Yeah, and they shoot them so well as well. They shoot them like a film and edit like a film. Like when you see like the rabbits being hunted, it's like gripping as a film.
Yeah, it's some of those nature documentaries are really, really, really good.
Yeah, I think some of those like Planet Earth ones are some of like the best things ever made for TV or film.
Yeah, really, really good.
That's a good documentary on Netflix about like behind the scenes of them making them. And saying like they wait like I think it was like 4 months for one shot every day.
Bloody hell. It's crazy. Right, I'm just gonna say this now because we have no one else is engaged in the chat. So I think I'm gonna bring this stream to an end. It's 11 o'clock. We've been going, what's that, 2.5 hours almost. So we're just gonna I'm just gonna end it here. I think if that's cool with you, Jack.
Yeah, fine, yeah.
I think it's a good time to end it. 2.5 hours is a pretty modest thing. Just ending this now. Steve Mack says, I liked docu Free Solo where the guy climbs this rock with no rope. Really tense to watch. That sounds
I think I've heard about that one.
I've never heard of that before, but that sounds cool. I must say, I'll have to look that up. But yeah, so yeah, I'll just leave it there. Thank you everyone for dropping in the stream. I really do appreciate it. Again, Jack, thanks a lot for jumping in and coming and having a chat. It's been really cool, man. It's been really good. As always, go and subscribe to Physical Media Madness.
Thank you.
Great channel. He's only on what you want, like 42 subs or something?
Yeah, 42, 43.
It's criminal. He needs more subs. So please go and subscribe to his channel. He's got great content. His editing is amazing. He's put up a great Jackie Chan video. It's over an hour long. I watched through all of it. It was really informative. Go and watch the Jackie Chan video and subscribe to Jack, please.
Oh, no, it's that side. There he is. I can never do that. Newscaster.
Subscribe to me if you want, if you're new to my channel, anyone in the chat. And yeah, as always, I have been Jason. And we are out. See you later, everybody. Have a good day, dickheads. See you later, mates. Bye-bye, mateys. Dickheads. Fucking dickheads.